everyone. Welcome back to Comic Book Late Night Unlimited. It is I, Captain Logan, and I got my black fingerless gloves because it's cold down here for some reason, even though it's like our connection's maybe not stable.
Oh, good.
It's I don't know if we're even broadcasting right now. It said no data.
Oh, yeah, no, I just looked at the stream and it's paused.
Did it pause? Okay, yeah.
No.
It said no data for like 10 seconds. And then, if there's no data, we can't really tell you about comic books.
Yeah.
That becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this because my internet was out all weekend, and we finally got it back yesterday, and we've had very few in the way of technical problems the last couple of months at all. And then since we got back last night, it's been weird. So anyway, we're going to attempt to do the show. Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. If we have that 2 or 3 more times, I'll probably pause and restart the machine and see what we can do about it. But anyway, apologies for the technical problems. But yeah, so all the way up there in the box, we've got Austin the Day Ghost, and right next to me is Chris, and he's not a hologram or anything.
Nope, I'm real.
Look, I can touch him.
I'm a
He's right
human
here.
being. I'm alive. I have blood.
Well, I hope you have blood, because without that, you
And
need
some
to
of
go
mine, too.
to the hospital.
I mean, look.
I've got a ton of stuff to show a little bit later. I had a really crazy cool week of comic collecting this last week. I bought kind of a grail that I've been after.
Really?
That's on my list of 20 or 30 major things I want to get.
Yeah.
On the cheaper end in that list, but still something I thought I was going to have to spend $150 on.
Okay.
And I got it for significantly less than that. And I'm excited to show that. Austin knows about it, but I haven't told Chris yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it
yet. And I have another really super crazy thing that I cannot
Okay,
believe
I'm excited.
I fished out of a box at my comic shop. So I'm gonna tease that. I'm really excited to tell you guys about it. Our feature book for tonight is Kickass, the original Mark Millar, John Ramita Jr. 8-issue miniseries, maxi series. Austin, at the point where it's 8 issues, is it a miniseries or a maxi series?
I tend to say mini, at most at 6, and then 8 is a small maxi, is how I tend to think of it.
It's so borderline. Because
Yeah.
for the longest time, I never used the term maxi series.
Right.
Until I started having to review more 12-issue things.
Yes.
So, because I would refer to things like Watchmen as a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Like a lot of 12-issue things, or things that were close to that, were things that I would only end up reading in trade in the first place. And I guess Crisis is a maxi series. It's also, I think, 12.
Yeah, but that's one of those that most people
read. But I never thought to call it that for the longest time. And I think I have Tom King to blame for that.
Probably.
I don't think I started using the term maxi series until the epic Tom King 12-issue maxis.
Look,
Does that mean that the Lantern show is a maxi series on HBO?
It is.
HBO
it's
Max.
Absolutely a Max E series. Yeah. Well, did that get 12?
No, I think it's only 8.
See, it should
But
be
that
12.
still falls into a maxi if
But
we're going by the
forget-
comic plot.
For Austin's rules, it falls into a maxi. But I gotta tell you, with Tom King working on that, it is a crime that is not a 12-episode show. That's actually just incorrect.
Yeah.
That's what I said about that Watchmen show, and I hate that Watchmen show, but how is it not 12
How is it not
episodes?
12?
Yeah, exactly. No, it makes sense.
Chris, I'm scared to go back to that, but I liked it when it was on. Chris,
Yes.
Did you see the Lantern's pilot?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Well, we won't spoil anything. We reviewed it last night.
Okay.
We spent
Yeah.
an hour and a half on it.
I still have one more episode of X-Men 97 to get to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Jason and I are going to try to review that next Monday now.
Okay, sounds good.
So
Yeah.
if you can make it for that, you're totally welcome.
Okay.
And I'll let you know if that falls through, because I have not started watching back through it yet.
Right.
And by back through it, I mean I've watched the first 4,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to start back over because it's been a while. But
I was gonna say too. I think I watched the first 4 of the Watchmen series too. So, yeah.
Of the Watchmen series.
The Watchmen series, yeah, because I started watching
you mean,
it.
recently?
Well, I mean,
Or you just never got back to it?
I just never got back to it.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
I just wasn't sure what we were talking
No, I was bringing it back around too. I was
Sorry.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Cyclical.
The the continuity of that of that discourse we just had,
Yes.
it made it sound like you have one more episode left of X-Men 97
Yes.
because you watched the first 4 episodes of Watchmen.
Had to get through those too.
That's what I thought was happening.
Once we got to episode 5, it's like, I'll get back to this. I'm fine.
Dan Snyder puts in a $5 super chat and asked me to put Mark Millar's Trouble Now on the wheel.
Oh no.
I don't know what that is. Is this
Oh.
another troll
But
trouble?
I thought Trouble was already on the list.
Oh, is
I
it?
thought it was like one of the first ones. Oh, I could be wrong. I thought that was one of the ones.
Oh,
he
is
put
the thing
on,
just called
but-
Trouble?
It's just called
He
Trouble,
said
yeah.
Trouble Now.
It's
Oh yeah, he's saying
he
his
is
Trouble is
Trouble's
now
on
on
the
the
list, yeah.
wheel.
He means. I see.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Trouble is I don't know. We might get demonetized for that one too. That's
Just for even discussing
just
it?
for even showing the covers
that's-
too.
That's the sex comic about Aunt May, Uncle Ben, and
Yeah.
Peter's parents.
Oh.
I mean, it gets really weird.
See,
and
I
it gets like really
Like, if something is too X-rated, I don't know that we should even cover it.
yeah.
Because I don't want to start a
I
precedent.
don't think it's like X-rated,
Well,
but
I mean-
like people just make fun of it for
Well, when
being
you say
silly.
sex comic, I just don't want to set a precedent where people have us doing borderline porn. Because I have vetoed this before.
I guess
Oh,
it's-
for sure.
yeah.
Trouble's not that. It is still a Marvel comic.
there is
like,
a
it is
yeah,
about-
it's,
Is it a
Yeah.
Marvel published book?
yes. Well,
Yeah.
it's epic. It's
Like
through
it is
yeah.
actually Aunt
Okay.
May, Uncle
I
Ben.
will
and
tell you
I
Peter's
just want to make sure
Yeah.
because you said sex comic and I got worried.
There is a full page
Yeah.
spread of a young Aunt May holding a condom saying "Face a tiger, you just hit the jackpot."
I've heard about
Yes.
this.
Like-
Like, say that. I
But I don't
do
think
not
there's like
see-
full on nudity.
I do not
No,
see
yeah.
Trouble previously on the list.
Mm.
As
Okay,
I'm-
I could be wrong.
As I'm scrolling through it,
But if I know
look,
my
guys, there's a 1 in like 75 to 80
Yeah.
chance now.
I will say that I think they actually brought back Epic specifically because Mark Millar wanted to do that book. But then like Epic went away like immediately after it was done. If I've got
When-
my timeline right.
I think Trouble is like part of the influence for the Madam Web movie.
Well, it's also
good
Kind of.
Oh. Well, also too, like the fact we've got a young, sexy Aunt May in the MCU movies, I think is a little bit of a downline from that too.
Well, I mean, the thing that makes that scary is that I forget which is which, but Peter's mom and Aunt May are both designed to just be Mary Jane and Gwen
Yeah.
Stacy. I don't remember which is which, but like
I want
it's real dicey.
I want to say that Aunt May is Mary Jane and Mary Parker is.
I guess that makes sense if she's
Yeah.
the one that says "Face the tiger, just hit the jackpot."
Yeah,
Well, this sounds uncomfortable.
it is.
Well, somebody said it's not going to be Nicholas Bodo wouldn't be appropriate for the channel. Like, I don't even know what's appropriate for us to like discuss on the channel. If there's panels I can't show, I just won't show them.
I
I
mean,
I had to leave a lot of stuff out of the book we did last week. We did Aaron's Punisher Max. There's
Yeah.
nudity in that. There's a couple of panels of nudity that I had to leave out with Kickass.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some really violent, like obviously ultra,
Yeah.
like raunchy, like rough stuff in that book.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to the point where I've said, look, everybody, we know what we're looking at.
Yeah.
I can't with certain books I can't show any of the art if I can't show
Yeah.
the bloody disgusting stuff.
Yeah, and I think too that with Trouble, there's a lot of suggested stuff, and there's a lot of there isn't like full frontal of Aunt May. There isn't.
No, it's just like
Right.
a teen sex comedy. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. Like it's
'Cause-
not like porn.
No, yeah, it's
Like,
it
it's
was-
fine.
It was
No,
supposed to be.
we
Yeah.
we do lots of mature stuff on the channel.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
debate here. I don't think. I just want because I wasn't sure immediately what it was,
Mm.
and when you said Aunt May, like I didn't know if it was like actually that character or like a stand-in, like euphemistically that character.
Well, I know when it like first when they were first debuting it and when it was being solicited, that they didn't confirm it. It was like, no, these are just some young teens named Ben, Richard, May, and Mary. Just some random teens in this book. And then afterwards, it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's supposed to be a twist. I think that it's
Yeah.
about them.
Well,
But that's
we can
like
talk
the big
about it
thing.
if it ever
it's from.
comes up on the wheel. Senior Sticks 2
Exactly.
chat.
yeah.
Would the reviewer be a Geekvolution Max creation? Yeah, I mean there's a hard R reviewer series to be made,
Yeah.
certainly, which would be hilariously anachronistic with how goofy that costume is.
Yes.
But everybody seems scared of the mask.
Mask is pretty scary.
Like the first time I showed that to anybody, they're like, "Why is that so creepy?" I'm like, "Cause Pierce made it."
Yeah,
that's why. I had to design the whole character around that mask, and we didn't build a costume to go with how creepy and weird that mask is.
It does. It's
always
always
like a X-rated reviewer series, like in the works.
What would even be the content of that? I don't want to know.
Right.
I don't want to know what he's doing with that pool cue he carries around in an
no.
Anyway,
hole in one indeed.
You guys didn't think I was capable of that, but I was. All right, let's move on.
Splishing and splashing in the pool.
To books coming
let's move on.
out tomorrow.
Corner pocket.
Chris, give us the books coming out tomorrow song.
The books coming out tomorrow. I'm doing the thing now. You demanded. I love it. You went to the tile screen like, that's enough, Chris. Show's over.
Stuff coming out tomorrow. I've got a pretty hefty pull list tomorrow, I think. Absolute Green Arrow 4 is tomorrow. Absolute Flash 18. I'm excited about more Absolute Green Arrow, man. I cannot get enough of that book right now. Nightwing 141 is tomorrow. Daredevil 5. Austin, I'm still stacking Daredevil. I've not read past the first issue yet. I'm hoping to finally catch up on that, because it'll suck if I binge read it and get to 5 and I'm like, I don't even like this very much. What am I buying the series? Like, you guys have been talking it up.
Issue 5 is a cool cover.
I like that first.
It's a great cover,
yeah, and I was gonna say I'm not gonna regret it for at least the nice covers.
Yeah.
Like they've looked really good, but I'll catch up with that. World's Finest 54 is tomorrow. Speaking of good covers, those are usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Battle Beast 12, Uncanny X-Men 34. I don't know what's going on here.
I mean,
who even is this?
It looks like Gambit. I mean, I'm wondering if that's like a...
Oh, that is Gambit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like a little bit of... I mean, not quite... It's evocative of what's going on in X-Men 97.
Rogue takes Gambit for help to an unexpected, unreliable source. What could possibly go wrong? And the cure may be far worse than the disease. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Avengers Armageddon, Teen Titans 38, Lobo 6. Austin, are you still reading Lobo?
Yeah, I am.
Is it good?
Also, it's really fun.
Is that already on 6?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a few series
crazy.
that you reviewed the first couple issues of that you haven't had a chance to get back to on the show, and so I just wasn't sure. If
I think Lobo is one of them. I think I missed the last issue or two on the show, so that's
I think
fair.
you reviewed the whole first arc and then the first issue of the next arc, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think I did at least the first 3 or 4
because it had a short first arc.
Yeah, it did. I also heard with that Avengers Armageddon, apparently they're bringing in, was it Minuteman? I think is the name of the character. The old, was it like owned by Gaiman or like, I don't know, I can't remember. I was reading about this the other day.
Oh, sure, no.
It was like a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up too. I could see that Lobo book being the kind of book that would skip from like issue 2 or 3 to like 6. That would be a plot point that like 4 or 5 would somewhere.
I could see that. That'd be fun.
Nothing would piss off Chris more than if something skipped from 2 to 4.
What am I supposed to read now? What?
I can't collect this book.
I can't collect.
They left out the one I would have bought.
I just look at the shelf and get sad.
Before we move on, let me just say thanks to everybody watching live right now for being here. I haven't really addressed the audience very much. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. And as always, if you want to put something on the wheel for potential review, you can put in a $5 super chat. We have a big, long list right now, so there's no guarantee that your choice will ever make it, but you can still put into the lottery. And we're not quite to 100 yet, which is all that will fit on a wheel. And as I've said before, if we go past 100, I'm not sure how we'll handle it yet. If I'll cap it off, and we just won't take them for a while, or if I'll just spin a couple of wheels. People seem to still really like trying their luck with it, and not that I'm sitting here trying to get rich with this or anything, but I kind of hate to say no when people are seem interested in it, and it's fun to see if your thing will come up. So
just quietly move Trouble and Holy Terror off the thing.
no one
It's
would
like
know.
Marvel. No, we don't need that.
That would be, but Chris, that would be wrong.
It would be.
Now,
That
I
would
also
not-
think us having to read some of those things might also be wrong.
Yes.
But we agreed that to put it on the wheel.
Right, that's
so
true.
it would be incorrect of us.
It would be equal levels of ethically dubious.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if any
Either
of
or
these
it's
things
crime
would be
against God and man.
worth the $5.
Of
but,
God in anime.
Anyway, like I've said before, I did not expect this whole thing to go as well as it has been, so I appreciate you guys for participating and supporting the channel in that way. Moving right along, Wonder Woman 36, Batwoman 6. I've heard nothing at all about Rucka's current Batwoman run. I don't know if that's any good whatsoever. Ninja Turtles
same.
21 is tomorrow, starting a new story arc called The City That Never Dies. I don't know, like a lot of cities don't die. Like that's not as ominous
Some
as it
do.
sounds. Like, no, I mean that's true.
Yeah.
But it's not unusual for a city to last a long time.
That's true too.
It's a little bit of an odd title.
I agree with that, Tom Jones.
What's that?
It's not unusual for a city
It's
to
not unusual for a city to never die.
After the shocking events of Ninja Turtles 20, the 300th issue special, I don't know why it's important for this copy that we remind everybody that there was a 300th. Maybe they've got a bunch of variant covers still sitting around. Death becomes a thing of the past as the city that never dies begins. That's the only way I can say it.
There we go.
I feel like I have to say it like that. Following an ominous warning from an old adversary. See, they think it's ominous.
Yes.
The turtles try to stop their enemies from destroying the veil between the living and the dead. Oh, it's not talking about New York. It's talking about like Celestial City or something.
Right, some necropolis.
Well, that's what they should have called this.
Man.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
story arc,
Man,
Necropolis.
Yep.
Can the newly recruited Hamato clan reassemble the destroyed Yujigami mask and destroy the veil, or will the newly risen dead stand in their way? Well, this seems like kind of the natural next place for this story to go. So I'm as excited as I can be with all of the we can kind of resurrect anybody we want to stuff that's going on with that book right now, but the writing is really solid.
I will say too, the way you've been saying the city that never dies, all I can hear now is the city of Townsville.
Yes, that's what they should have called it. But
Exactly.
then they would have been sued.
Yeah.
So because that company doesn't even have Powerpuff Girls anymore.
That's
And
true.
They used to, but they don't anymore. Deathstroke 6, Superman Unlimited 16. We've got this Kingdom of Zod arc that's going in between all 4 of the Superman books. And Austin, I did not pick up Supergirl last week. I was on the fence about it. I had enough stuff I decided not to. But I was curious about it because, you know me, I'm kind of a sucker for Zod stuff. And I've been real curious about that book since you've been talking about all the stuff with Matrix, the Matrix Supergirl coming back and all of that stuff. So I'm thinking if my shop has the 3 issues so far with that story arc, I might go ahead and grab it and grab them because I think it's going to be just the 4 for that whole story.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking it's all going to be pretty connected just off the Supergirl one, kind of like that Brainiac story they did, where that'll probably just get its own trade as opposed to like trading it within the individual books.
Well, they're taking a lot of their cues right now from the way Editorial did Superman in the 90s, like for better or worse.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of throwback stuff, but I think some of it is just similar battle strategy. Like they're not, with Reign of the Superboys and all of that. It's not as crazy as that was, where they would have a lot of stories that would go between the 4 books and they came out weekly, so you had to buy all of them for like years. And they're not doing that, but there's like 4-issue story arc going in between 4 books. That's very 90s Superman battle strategy.
Oh yeah, no, of course, and like all the Spider-Man books used to do it too.
Especially during like
it's very classic to that kind of
That's
thing.
part of why I'm thinking about collecting it, because I have a lot of that stuff, and that's kind of where I live with Superman. So
No, and just off of Supergirl, like I'm interested in whatever the story arc is. So, like maybe I'll pick it up. I'm not sure yet. I haven't really thought about it.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of enticed by it. G.I. Joe 25 is tomorrow. Thor 800 is weird because you have Mortal Thor, but they're doing one of these big like 800 issue like milestone issue spectaculars. So is Mortal Thor? I don't even know, Chris. Like we read the first arc and talked about it. Is Mortal Thor the Thor book right now?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, it popped out of the Al Ewing was doing Thor, and he had this big story about Thor finding Roxxon, and then like.
Well, and I knew that we talked about it.
Yeah,
but I don't know why. I thought there must be another Thor book running.
Yeah, well, it's funny.
I guess there's not.
We've had a number of these books so far too that started as like minis or maxis, and then just sort of didn't stop. Because I really thought that Mortal Thor was only supposed to be like 7 or 8 issues.
It reads. We talked about this.
Yeah.
It reads like it should be a miniseries.
Yeah.
Or what Austin would refer to as kind of a maxi series.
Kind of a maxi.
On the verge.
On the verge.
Senior Sticks $2 super chat. Have you heard of In Works Midnight Spider book?
I know there's a Midnight Blind, and
I don't know what some of those words mean in with some of those other words. Midnight Spy. I don't know.
I think it's like the Midnight.
Does he mean like the new Midnight, like that horror line? Like, because I think they showed off some of the Spider-Man art recently. I think maybe he's talking about that.
Yeah, we have talked about the announcement of that new line. That because we talked about how it looks like it might be a response to Absolute.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Marvel, but a horror universe.
Yeah.
Which, as I said then, could be really cool.
Yeah.
And like, even if it is a reaction to Absolute, like if they handle that right, it could really carve itself out from Absolute.
Yeah.
I mean, that has obviously a real horror bent, but it's more of like it's a lot of psychological horror. It's a lot of like terror before it's like traditional horror.
Yeah.
And if Marvel could carve out more of a of like a classic horror thing with theirs, I don't know if that's what they'll do, but they could, and that would be very smart.
Yeah, and I think Spider-Man's like going full like body horror, and then Fantastic Four is going like Lovecraftian, and then X-Men is like vampires, I think. And Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure is Philip Kennedy Johnson writing that one. But I was definitely more excited when I thought it was just a new line for their horror books and not like a universe of just their regular characters. But maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's real potential in it if they've got good heavy hitters on them.
Yeah,
the few of those that are actually working for Marvel right now. Teddy says, "I miss when cities just died." And he also says, "The city with a rare cancer that somehow survived."
We shot the city 5 times. It just kept coming.
We're gonna keep milking this. Catwoman 90 is tomorrow. Queen in Black 3. Everybody's reading Queen in Black, right? That new,
of course,
very popular, I'm sure, but probably not really. I'm not hearing anything about it at all.
No,
event from Marvel. If Destruction Be Our Lot 4, I'm still loving that book.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. There's a brand new day tie-in that's already 4 issues in. I forgot that was even a thing. Red Coat from Image. Pardon me. Dark Knights of Steel 2. Do we miss this? I don't even know what that is.
That's a good question, actually, too. I feel like...
Oh, this is an Elseworlds, and I guess there's a... I guess it's a sequel to something I didn't even know happened. And, I try to keep up with a lot of Elseworlds, but this is one I didn't even know about, so...
Apparently, like...
I'm too late to the party on that
Even though it's the Dark Knights of Steel, it's about the House of L.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Yeah.
We've been doing that a lot lately, where we'll do a sequel to a Batman thing that just becomes all about Superman.
Yeah.
Like, there's Gotham by Gaslight series recently that I didn't bother with. That I think it might have been going when I got back into New. I can't remember.
Right.
But it was like something House of Ella Krypton or something.
Right.
I think it was maybe like Kryptonian Age or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Sorry to derail, but we have to go back and read the Queen in Black copy because
let's do it.
It's pretty funny.
Is it unhinged?
It's very much like what?
Very much Marvel copy.
The Codex is the key. What is this, Man of Steel? Hela wants him as her secret weapon. Null just wants him dead. Dylan Brock's survival might be the one thing Venom and Eddie Brock agree about. Okay, but even at the end of the world, can they work together? All this in the rollicking return of the Fantastic Five.
Stanley's back. It's the rollicking return.
Every single sentence feels like it's from a different book.
A little bit, yeah.
From a different era, even.
Yeah, no, that last sentence is straight up Silver Age too. Like, the rollicking return of the requested contours.
You can't have a cover that's trying to look that badass and edgelording, and then your copy has the word rollicking in it.
Yep.
Like, that's not okay.
Well, that was part of what made me laugh, too, was just the use of the word rollicking.
Ben Grimm, that rollicking roustabout of rock.
Of rock.
Of rock.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Good job. Now, next time I'm going to ask you to put it to song. Punisher versus Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Impact Reborn 4. Hey, look, another major Marvel event, Chris, that no one is talking about.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Marvel only did one event at a time? There was a time when Marvel didn't even do events every year, and then we started complaining, God, it's every single year. And then we started complaining about, and like DC has been at fault for this too, certainly. But Marvel really takes the cake for it now because what they used to do even after the yearly ones, is we would have the big yearly ones, and then we would have kind of more minor ones. Where they try to up their sales for kind of an off period. And I sort of tide you over for the next one. You know, in case you're someone that just always needs to be told something is very important. That's happening right now.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, Marvel doesn't even do the one big one a year and then have a couple, 3 smaller ones. They'll have 2 that they act like have equal weight and are gigantically important happening at the exact same time.
And then never advertise them too.
It's ridiculous. And maybe even 3 because they've got a Doom follow-up to that big Doom thing nobody was reading.
Right.
I don't even know what that's called. And I don't know if that's supposed to be a major event or not, but they sort of solicited it like that.
And then the X-Men have their own
I think it's
thing.
Doom Quest.
Doom Quest. And then you have that.
Because it was named after that Iron Man story, and I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
and then you have that at the same time as Ultimate Impact Reborn or Reborn Ultimate or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
And then Queen in Black all at the same time.
Yeah.
I bet there's even another one I'm not thinking of. I bet there's another major event happening that is selling like 35 copies.
Yeah.
I want to say they build Avengers Armageddon as like an event thing, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, I think so. That's all they are now is events. And then Thor 800 in Mortal Thor.
Number 10.
And Spider-Man 1000 in 2 months.
Oh yeah. Oh, I meant to. Speaking of that, Austin, I meant to send you a picture of something I found at the comic shop last week. You know the Ramita Jr. cover that was real controversial that they tried to cancel for a minute. And then they made a big deal out of, no, we're going to put it out anyway.
Right.
My comic shop got a short box that's that cover. They've already, like, it doesn't feel that long ago that we were talking about that cover just getting shut down and canceled.
Yeah.
It's already on a short box. I could have bought it and shown it to you. I can already buy a product with that image on it.
That's wonderful. Another part of that people that kind of like snuck under the radar, but like I saw a couple people talking about is that he also wasn't credited like in the special thanks with all the other comic creators on the new Spider-Man movie, and they have like 8,000 people.
It was a big block of text.
Yeah,
it's a huge block of text.
And you know what else is weird? His name has been there before.
And they have like every modern Spider-Man writer, and he's been like a consistent artist on that book for like since the 2000s,
Like, if
if
his
not
name's
earlier.
not there now, it's weird it was on Far From Home.
Yeah.
Because I just watched that with my kids last night again, which I hadn't seen it in a long time. I'm not the biggest fan of that movie. I had a much better watch with it than I have in a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, if memory serves, the block of credits with that one has both Ramita Sr. and Jr. right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and that makes
It
sense.
does, yeah.
I think.
Oh.
I saw that in credits somewhere recently. It must have been that. I don't know what else it would have been.
Yeah,
it must
exactly.
have been that movie. I'm pretty sure I saw that just last night. But anyway, other things coming out tomorrow. Gunslinger Spawn 57. It's funny that I don't mean to get stuck on Spawn every time, but it's funny that the official title, according to League of Comic Geeks, is Gunslinger Spawn, like it ought to be.
Yeah,
But the actual title on the book is always Gunslinger.
yeah.
And
It's like Ultimate Impact Reborn, where on the cover it says Reborn Ultimate Impact, but then the title under it is Ultimate Impact Reborn.
well, I don't like that it's not that the actual title is not Gunslinger Spawn, because if they don't put him on the cover of his book, you'd have no idea what it was.
Yeah, exactly, too.
That it wasn't that it is a Spawn book, because Gunslinger does not sound like a Spawn title.
Yeah.
Unless you're me and you're aware of that character and that he's got somehow 2 monthlies. But I don't know.
Oh, it could just be like a generic Western book.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like a book Image would publish.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Inglorious X-Force. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that title. What else do we have tomorrow? Okay, Image has a new #1 for an indie book called or I should say create our own book called The Last Driver. This is Sean Murphy.
Oh, cool.
Who we have liked for Batman stuff, I think.
No one knows how to drive except for him.
As technology, no, this is a great premise.
Right.
As technology in America advanced, cities began creating the grid. Not to be confused, Austin Chris with the Morphin Grid.
Well, I was gonna say
the grid.
The Tron theme just started playing in my head too.
A robotic transportation system that not only made cars obsolete, it made them illegal. Chris, you can't. Yes, I'm sorry. White Knight is Sean Murphy, which I adore. That's where I know him from.
Right.
But an outlaw named Clutch. Get it?
And
I bet he's gonna find an old stick shift too. There's no way what he's driving is an automatic.
Exactly, yeah.
Has no choice but to get behind the wheel one more time. This sounds like the makings of a really good TV show.
Yeah, this would be the kind of like TV show where they put like the car in the credits. It's like star.
This is like Old Man Knight Rider.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
What starts out as a race to save his granddaughter's life quickly turns into a rebellion against technology, fascism, and the future of a divided America. I kind of want to just keep saying fascism, like against technology, fascism.
Yeah,
fascism. The future of it, and fascism. Superstar artist and longtime gearhead Sean Gordon Murphy. I didn't know Sean Murphy was a car guy. Oh, no, you know what? I didn't know that. Because you remember,
White Knight has so much Batmobile stuff in it.
There's a lot of car porn in White Knight, and I wasn't even thinking about that, but there is.
Exactly.
This sounds cool. It doesn't sound like
the
kind of thing I would usually buy and collect, but I really like that writer.
Right.
And so I'm sort of tempted. I'll probably at least read it down the line. I don't know if I'll buy it in singles. And like I said, I have quite a bit tomorrow. Shredder is tomorrow. I've been off that book for a long time.
Yeah.
And I looked at the copy and I'm still not real interested. So I don't know if I'll ever go back to that. Bishop 3. I want a Bishop book called Bishop, the Most Pointless Powered X-Men. That's what I want.
It's like, man, I'm glad you were around when energy weapons were around.
Exactly. Lucky Devils 9 from Image. It's kind of a fun cover.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel Dark Past #5. I Austin, 4 people are buying that book.
That many?
You know what? I try to be charitable.
Oh, okay. No, fair enough.
What if Runaways #1? Like I said last week, we've got, and just #1 because it's a one shot. I kind of wish. Let me say this real quick. That what if they're gonna keep putting so many of these out, would go back to a numbering system. I kind of wish, because right now it seems like they're kind of double shipping it.
Right.
And I don't know if they just have a big stack they're putting out and then you're not going to get any what if for a long time. But like, we've got regular what ifs coming out again. It'd be cool if they do a volume.
Yeah.
And number.
It is weird they're all one shots.
Yeah. Well, and what if has been one shots for like a couple of decades or more now. But they always came out real sporadically. Like now we have them all the time. I don't know why they're not numbered.
Yeah.
They really
What
are.
if it's the ultimate book? They're like, we don't have to go past issue 1.
Exactly.
We can just
Yeah.
relaunch it
Oh,
every issue.
No, that's exactly what it is, Austin. That's why they're doing
Although
that.
we technically did have a what if that was part 1 of 2 today. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah, I mean they do some 2-part stories
Yeah.
in the old what if volumes.
Yeah.
Particularly volume 2. But anyway, no, Austin, I didn't even think of that. You're 100% right. And what I'm imagining now,
each count as a volume.
what I'm imagining now is that if they did number them, like if they had a volume, it'd be an anthology book that they would not let go past a certain number, and they would keep renumbering it for literally no good reason. Like it would get to 9 issues, and they would keep it going. Like, it's what if #1. Why did you ever number these? They're like, that's why we're not doing that.
Exactly. Just roll with it. We're good.
That's so funny. But yeah, I've been liking
every issue is 1.
Every issue is somebody's first. That's why
I've been liking a lot of the premises that they've been trying out with What If lately. I reviewed 2 last week, and I thought the endings were both a little bit lame, but like there was some effort there. So I'm tempted to pick them up. I'm not a big Runaways guy. Like I like Runaways. It's been forever since I've read it. I will probably skip this one, but it is a fun premise because it's what if the Runaways didn't run away. I kind of like that.
That's cool, yeah.
But as I keep complaining about, I just don't like these titles where they at least they give it to you on the side, so like you can tell what the actual premise of the thing is. But they should still be like the title of the book should be "What If the Runaways Didn't Run Away."
I mean that's what tradition.
That should just be what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not, and it's irritating. Okay, I'm gonna stop soapboxing about this.
I'll roll it back down.
It's tradition, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
my God, how many Spider-Man synergy books do we have?
You gotta keep
I
the
just saw
brand
this
going.
whole one.
It's ridiculous. Alien King Killer, which I've not heard anything about. I don't know if we've even noticed this and said anything about it.
I don't think so. No.
There that is.
We're 5 issues in.
Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire, and Brimstone. So yeah, Austin, you have that happening at the same time as Spider-Man versus Punisher.
And then there was one that was Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk. And then I was like, the main book is doing damage control stuff right now.
Yeah.
And then there was a straight up Brand New Day tie-in book.
Yeah. Oh, and earlier we passed, it was like Spectacular Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
Oh, yeah. So 5 this week.
Yep.
At least 4, if not 5. Darkness 7, that's a cool cover. Wow, there's a lot of books tomorrow.
Yeah,
Just in general, this is a huge week. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Echoes of the Empire. Okay, isn't Galaxy's Edge the name of an area of Disneyland?
It is,
yeah. The Disney section of the Disney ride or something like that.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's a lot of precedent for Disney giving those books, but at the point where it's a Star Wars land, I think that's weird. But that might not be why it's called that. I bet it is, though. Only the Savage are left. This is cool looking, Chris.
And it's issue 3.
Oh, so Chris is picking this
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's read the copy at the start of this. Maybe we read this when it came out. I'm not sure. I'm not immediately recognizing this though. A strange.
Yeah, I reviewed the first issue.
Oh,
when it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember this now.
Austin, there are so many of these creator-owned things at Image that when I read the copy, I just don't remember them much of the time.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. No, and reading that first issue, I was like, this is pretty good. It's not like especially my thing, like as much as I thought it would be, so I didn't continue with it. But like, it was well made.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna scroll down and show you guys the rest of this so we can move on. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is I didn't realize the last Starfighter sequel had started,
Oh,
and I
wow.
kind of wanted to get that because this is probably gonna be the closest we'll ever get to a sequel to that movie.
Yeah.
And the one of the screenwriters came back for it. The art doesn't look amazing or anything. It's Mad Cave,
Yeah.
but I'm real curious about it. So I might pick that up tomorrow if my store has it, although it's niche enough they're not likely to, and I probably should have pulled it. But I'm going to see if I can get that on back order or something, because I'm curious about it. My wife was curious about it.
Yeah.
My wife's a gigantic Last Starfighter fan, and she's not a comic person. That is the closest we'll ever get to more of that material.
Right.
So anyway.
Oh, there's a new Phantom book and like a Nightmare Before Christmas Pumpkin King book. I didn't know about either of those either.
I did know about Nightmare Before Christmas. And Dynamite's got an Aladdin book that started. It's on issue 2 tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
They've been doing
Yeah, I feel like they've got
lot of these
like a
Disney
bunch of
books.
Disney things. Like there's also I saw a Tailspin book.
Gargoyles just had a new #1 last week. That came back. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Here's Tailspin.
Yeah.
I was tempted to get that just to start with Gargoyles somewhere, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to start collecting this, because if it's good and everybody says it's great, I'm gonna want to go back and get all the stuff from before.
Yeah.
And that's got a real devoted fandom. I bet it's like Sonic, where they're hard to get afterwards.
Oh, sure. I think there's talk of the show getting a revival too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it might be straight up greenlit. And there's been a lot of talk about a live action version too, which I
feel like I've heard about that since I was a kid. Like it's one of those projects that's just kind of always been in development hell.
Yeah,
but I mean, like a year ago, it was officially announced, like, we're making this.
Oh, okay.
But then more recently, I think there's been talk about it about more animation also, maybe. So I don't know which of those will actually happen first, but something Gargoyles will likely happen, and they need to do it while Keith David's still with us.
Yes.
Because
they'll bring Gargoyles into the MCU for live action, but Keith David was in Brand New Day, so we can't bring him back for Gargoyles.
Keith David as no one.
No one.
That's one of my favorite things that's happened lately. I could not stop laughing about that, Austin, because I know you weren't there for that review when we reviewed it, where I was like, all the trailer stuff that people like endlessly, incessantly guessed about that ended up being absolutely nothing. Like the big, I've talked about this already, but I'll mention it for Chris.
Yeah.
That big shot with Spider-Man versus the Hand, where everybody said, obviously they have deleted characters from this shot.
Yeah.
Daredevil has to. Nope, it's just Spider-Man. And not only that, it's not even a money shot from a major sequence. It's in a montage. In the first 10 minutes. It's so funny. And then Keith David as no one.
I need to
yeah,
see
exactly.
I laughed so hard at that. Well, I just spoiled that that's a
That's
that shot's in a montage.
I've already seen a couple spoilers anyway too. It's like I was supposed to see it last week, but then it's like, hey, the Odyssey's still in theaters. We should probably see that before it's not in theaters.
Yeah, but that will probably stay in theaters another 4 or 6 weeks as much money as it's made.
That's true.
I wouldn't be worried about not being able to see that through September.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I've not been to that yet either. I had a hard time prioritizing it. I for whatever reason, I have not been able to get excited about it. And that's one of those things I want to be excited about. That
right.
I've heard so many mixed things, and I wasn't sure about just the general look and approach of it. That people keep asking me if and when I'm going to review that. I'm probably not gonna at this point. If I see it, I'll mention it somewhere.
Yeah,
but. I'm sure I'll watch that at some point. I just don't know if I'm going to go to the theater, which, like, that's obviously, you know, like a big theater movie.
Yeah,
like, if I'm going to see it, I probably should do it that way, but I can't decide about it.
I will say, like, the theater we saw it had the volume, like, obscenely high, too. So, like, when the Cyclops is roaring, it's like, no, ow! This hurts.
Yeah, did you like it?
I enjoyed it. I really did. Yeah.
Okay.
As I kind of went in, I wasn't expecting to see it.
Did it have sound design issues?
It didn't have sound design issues. It just had issues with, like, the theater not knowing how the volume button works.
Are you sure that's all it was?
I mean, look. I thought the Odyssey would look. I thought the Cyclops sounded great too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
559 $5 super chat. I recommend Batman Shadow the Bat, the last Arkham for the wheel. So that's an arc, I assume, of Shadow the Bat.
Yeah, that sounds
cool. Let me get that on there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Come on, Google, work with me.
No, at first I was thinking of whatever that last Arkham game was, that VR one, because I think that was like Shadow something. So I was like that?
Oh,
no.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
I forget what that's called.
Now we have to do a VR game, even though none of us probably own a headset.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
I've never bought one because my eyes are so weird. I don't know if I can use it, and I don't want to spend like $300 or $400 on one of these things and then get it home and I'm like, I can't even see this, or I can't use it for more than 10 minutes.
I want to play that game in VR, except the camera, like, it can also film you from afar, just so I can see Batman like flailing around as I'm playing as Batman.
Well, let's go ahead and move on now to stuff we bought last week, and Austin and I have a few crossover things if Austin got caught up with stuff that came out at least last week.
Yeah, I did.
I think we're maybe 3, if not 4 weeks in a row.
Oh, wow.
You guys, isn't that amazing?
That's great.
I'm so proud of us.
And
You're good.
We've got what, 3 books
4
together? I don't know if you 4.
We have 4 if you've got Clayface.
Yeah, that's the one I wasn't sure about for 3.
I did.
So
I did
the one that
by Clayface. I've got Transformers, Clayface. No, 3. You're right.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
right. Sorry, the reason I was thrown off is because I had to read both Clayfaces today, so I'm holding both of them.
No, true.
That's why I was.
No, I genuinely thought I forgot a book, and like, because I did that recently with that Planet of the Apes Predator book.
Yeah, sorry about that. Austin, would you tell us about Transformers 35? And like I actually need you to explain some of this to me because it involves some characters that I haven't seen in a while and did not have time to go back and look at, and I have very much I wish I'd read some of this more recently sort of experience with this. So like, as always, This is great, and there's a lot going on, and there's a really good mix of action and talking scenes, but like, I don't actually fully know what's happening.
So last issue, Shredhead was injured while fighting Bruticus.
I thought he was flat out dead.
Yeah, they definitely play it like he's dead.
It's a Donatello situation, real hard.
Yeah,
except it wasn't immediately valuing the book.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but last time I was like, "Oh man, they're gonna build him into the Dinobots. That's where we're going." I don't know. We'll see. But he's injured, and Wheeljack is probably actually building the Dinobots. There's like a little reference to that, and he builds the suit that the humans wear in the Transformers movie from '86.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then it was cool. And then he goes out to help out with Shredhead, and then meanwhile, Thundercracker is with the aerial bots, and they get attacked by Skywarp, and then Cobra Law, aka Snake Wakanda from G.I. Joe, attacks them.
Just out of nowhere at the end. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess
And-
we're crossing over with that next issue.
And we've got another full page spread of zombie Starscream. I guess he's a coming.
Yes, and considering there's like that one little bit where Wheeljack's looking into some sort of light and he's like, my beauty is my creation or whatever. I'm like, are we maybe going to do something where like the Dinobots go off with him? With Starscream? Maybe, I don't know. I could see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with him. He is Cygor right now.
Kind of.
He's
no, they've hit the
background.
point with him that
we're waiting for him to show up. We don't know what we're doing with him. I don't even know if he's still got like any of his mental faculty.
Yeah, no, it's hard to say. They've definitely hit that point that Animated and Prime hit, where it's like, we love the Starscream Megatron dynamic, but you can't, like, it's not the 80s cartoon. They can't just like keep hanging out, even though Starscream's always like, I'm gonna replace you. So it's like now he just has to go off on his own. So it's gonna be interesting to see like what their take on that is.
Yeah, because they've got a constantly shifting status quo. So they can't just spin their wheels on that.
Yeah, exactly. I am hoping we get Immortal Starscream from Animated, but who knows if we will.
Yeah, I will say, I don't want to repeat myself too much. I've kind of talked about this before, but being a real casual Transformers person, not being a big Transformers fan, the book is starting to lose me a little bit just in the sheer number of characters. Where I'm just not familiar enough with some of these characters, Autobots and Decepticons, where this was a great introduction to a lot of the mythology, some of which I knew, and some of which was kind of repackaged for me, and some of which I was just being introduced to in the first place from the start with Johnson. And ever since Kirkman has got on it, it's turned into, and the writing is great, don't get me wrong, but like it's turned into what I feel like is much more kind of traditional Transformers, where it's not just a handful of characters anymore, and it's such a big cast. And I just don't have a connection with a lot of these characters. And so it's making it a little tougher for me, but like it's not deterring me from wanting to buy and read the book. It just makes me feel like I have more homework I need to do. I'm to a point where I don't feel like I can get everything just from this book anymore. And I wonder if anybody had that with IDW Turtles, that let themselves be introduced to that mythology through that series, because I was a big, for a long time, champion of this is a great introduction to just the overall mythology of Ninja Turtles. Like, if you've never cared about this property, like this is the continuity that you should be looking at, and I had that at the start of this book. Now I feel like there's more of a prerequisite.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It was definitely always at some point going to build out to a point where it would have that issue for people.
Yeah, there's kind of no way around it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like X-Men, like
criticism.
eventually
I'm just reporting
you build out.
I'm at that point.
Yeah,
finally.
No, that's fair.
Like I need Austin to explain the thing I read.
Oh, definitely. No, I liked this issue. It wasn't like a groundbreaking issue. It was one of those ones that was just kind of, doing things with all the different subplots, kind of pushing it forward a little.
It's just a basic furthering the narrative issue.
Yeah, exactly.
The most interesting aspect of it to me, Austin, is the kind of identity thing of replacing Autobot parts with Decepticon parts.
Oh, sure.
That's a cool notion.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see like how Optimus reacts to that, because obviously, like, he had the Megatron arm through the first 3 arcs of this.
Point. So he's already kind of had that before, where he's a little hobbled together with Decepticon parts.
Yeah, and it led to issues with him. So I'm interested to see like if that becomes like an issue that he has.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And then, of course, that's interesting coming from him right now, where he's just had this gigantic body change and kind of downshift.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a completely, or not completely, but a different character to some degree.
Okay, I did read both the first and second issues of Clayface Celebrity Dirt about a Clayface that thinks he's Basil Carlo, but we don't actually know who he really is. And uh, there's a ostensibly reformed Clayface that is big in the movies right now. That is supposed to be the real Basil Carlo, but this Clayface is like, no, he's an imposter, and I'm the real Basil Carlo. And then you want to be like, well, he can't be the real one. I bet that other one is the real one, but then the other Basil Carlo is seeming to do very shifty, weird, messed up things. And so I don't know what is happening.
And in this one, we introduced like a third Clayface. So I'm like, are we just going to build out just all of them? Are all 8 going to be in this book?
I think they are, and I also more and more I am thinking that goofy theory I had could actually end up being true, which is that the main Clayface is just a piece of a Clayface.
Yeah, no, I kind of got that from this issue too. I was thinking about it more, and it reminded me of I think it's after like the redesign in the animated series. There's that episode where Robin has like a crush on that little girl that's like just a piece of Clayface.
Oh,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's even
so I could see them doing something like that.
Because at first I thought it was too wild of an idea, and more I'm thinking it might actually be that.
Yeah, I know exactly.
What do you think of the art in that book?
I think it's cool. I think there's a lot of like really creepy imagery.
Mm-hmm. There's a juxtaposition in it where it's a little cartoony looking, and then it's got super disturbing imagery. And I think it's pretty effective for that. Like, I was initially a little put off by it. I think just because I hadn't really looked at the art in it before I bought it, and listening to you talk about it, what I was imagining was not at all what was in the book. And I was like, oh, that's what this looks like. Like, I'm not even sure what to take from that. And then the more I read it, the more I was like, well, it's very influenced, obviously, by Batman TAS, and it's not trying to look like that show, but part of that influence is looking like a cartoon, but like a real, rated R cartoon. And so it's growing on me. And all the kind of 3D clay effects are cool. Like another juxtaposition is it's a real flat look until clay things happen.
No, and the most like horrifying thing in this is when you have our main Clayface trying to get to Basil Carlo, and he's outside of the trailer, and that guy stops him because he's disguised as a woman.
Yeah,
and he's like, don't go in there. Like Basil Carlo does some weird things with women you don't even know. And then it like cuts into the trailer, and this woman's like, like Mr. Carlo, I got your coffee or whatever, and he like oozes out on the floor and like absorbs her. It's so weird.
It's real messed up. Yeah, and I wondered if crazy. That guy. I wondered what exactly the guy was talking about, because of course the subtext is like Me Too type stuff, but then it's Clayface, so it's more than that. And there's this whole like list of celebrities that have done like horrible things, and everybody thinks that Basil Carlo is one of those. But then finally, like, there's this diner scene where these people going back and forth trying to remember which horrible Hollywood celebrity Basil Carlo is, and somebody finally lands on he's that guy that turned into clay and killed all those people. Like, oh yes, that guy.
He's the one.
After like 7 or 8 other heinous things came up.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was great.
gonna have to pick this book up too. I mean, I
That scene
like
was very funny.
Yeah.
Issue 3 is the next one. Chris.
There you go. I'm
could jump
set.
on. There you go.
Yeah, well,
Destiny.
you can. Here's the thing: you can mooch off of me with series that I've been buying.
Right.
Or if you only want to collect threes, you could still read 1 and 2 from my collection, and the only payment is that you have to let me call you a cheapskate on camera.
You know what?
Like that's it.
I can live with that. I can live. Now, luckily, too,
I just get to give you crap about it. That's all.
That's right. Now, luckily, too, DC is, I know I've said this before, they're much better about getting stuff on the app quicker. So.
I thought you were going to say getting all the way to issue 3.
Well, that too, yeah. DC's slightly better. Marvel, all bets are off. You get to 2, it's like. Guys, we've had 2 issues. Time to reboot.
It's so good.
It's had.
You know what? I think every book should be like, what if?
Yeah.
Austin, tell us a bit about Barbara Gordon Breakout number 4. And do you know how many more issues this has? Or is it just 5? Or is it 6? Because this really does not read like a penultimate issue to me.
No, it might even be longer. I'm not sure. Let's see. I can look it up while we're talking
I'm
about
gonna
it.
say it's another one of those issues that probably started at. I don't want to go back on the thing.
Oh, I'm
But-
sorry. I
no,
didn't
you're
realize
right.
you were still in the middle of something.
No,
Apologies.
I was gonna say like it's another one of those series that is theoretically a mini or maxi-ish, but just kind of keeps going too.
What, Breakout or
Well, I mean, it's potentially Breakout too.
Look, she has to break out at some point.
She's gonna
okay?
break out at some point too. But yeah, like
I just see issue 6 as of right now, but I don't know if it's going past that.
It was
That's all
solicited
that's
as a mini. I really don't think it'll go past 6.
okay.
Nicholas Bodo,
So
currently it's a 6th issue. It would be so weird with this premise if they went, oh, it's selling well. Let's keep her in prison longer.
extend your sentence.
yeah,
Because I don't see how, like, she has to, like I said, it's called Breakout.
Mhm.
She's got to, at some point, break out. And the last issue has obviously already been written and possibly printed.
Yeah.
So if they continued it past 6, Austin, they would have to come up with a way to put her back in prison or to just keep the story going in such a way where it makes sense that she's already broken out, but we
Yeah.
still called it that.
yeah, no, exactly. She can just stay in prison for the next like 4 years,
Yeah.
so we can have this book run longer.
I mean, we haven't been doing much with her anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
It'd be really funny if she had some kind of at the prison ultimately where she was just like working as Oracle from inside the prison.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you know, it's not
I'd be
bad.
down with that.
Yeah.
But there is that new, kind of like what we were talking about with the Zod thing. There is like a new connective tissue thing across the Bat books. I think it's called Bad Seed, is what it is.
No, I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, a couple of my issues ended with like, here's the reading order for that.
I missed that.
So I'm guessing that's kind of the end of what we're doing with Poison Ivy's mayor and probably Vandal Savage. I don't know. But we'll see.
Do you think we'll dethrone Vandal Savage anytime in the near future? Because it's such a
Yeah,
grand
especially if this is only
conspiracy right
6
now.
issues. Especially with this being 6 issues, like it's so connected to that idea. I feel like we're probably near the end of that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I hadn't had that thought yet. Maybe so.
If it doesn't,
Yeah, and
It's
like
raining.
but-
it is. Yeah, it's thunder.
Sorry, we got some massive
No,
thunder
it's
happening.
okay.
Thunderbolts of lightning, very, very frightening.
yeah, I imagine that event thing is probably gonna wrap some of that stuff up.
Yeah,
That'd be good. I mean, it's been okay, but
I figured
you've liked it more than I have. I'm kind of ready to move past the Vandal Savage thing.
I'll
But,
say I figured it might happen.
but also, I just
yeah.
expected we'd be stuck with it for another year because it's been, like I said, it's been such a grand conspiracy, and I feel like Fraction has been pretty slow burn on it.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna do that before he hits even like 14 or 15, I'd be really surprised by that.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but like I said, if it is just like a connective thing across all these books, it might not feel, that sudden. And especially, I think there's
Yeah.
a couple one-shots like in that group.
Well, I don't know how much of that I'll get. Originally I wasn't even planning on buying the Barbara Gordon book. I got it. I got the first issue retroactively after you reviewed it, and the main reason I've ended up picking this up is just because I like the art a lot.
Yeah, no, it looks nice.
Mm.
Yeah, and this issue's about Barbara having to protect some new people that come into the prison, and she's with like the people that were helping her out, and she's getting over some of the issues she's had with being drugged and whatnot. The last 2 issues, I think.
Yep, she's been drugged a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Should be called Barbara Gordon Drug Out.
Oh.
No, Barbara Gordon
Yeah.
overdose.
Barbara Gordon break a vein.
Yeah, exactly.
And she has no
yeah, and then-
hallucinations this issue.
That's true. And there's only one small flashback.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I still feel like this book is a little stretched thin.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think there's a lot going on in each issue. Like, what's here is good, and I like her, and I mean, her characterization is real spot on. Like, it's very classic Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, definitely. No, and I mean, this probably also goes into that. Like, it was the first book I read today, and like, it is fuzzy because of that, which probably says something. But like, yeah, it's pretty good.
What else did you read
You're probably right.
besides our joint books? I'm sorry, I'm very distracted by how loud this rain is.
Yeah.
No, you're all good.
I get
I guess I
nervous 'cause
can.
I get some water in my basement if we get enough water, if we get enough rain.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking around going, do I need to move anything right now? So anyway,
I guess I can jump into. I read an issue called Regicide #1, which was I think an Image book,
what is that?
and it's like a dark fantasy thing, and they sold it as like really crazy body horror.
Oh yes,
And I didn't really.
we looked at the copy for this.
Yes, yeah. And I didn't really feel like I got enough of that. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't. I don't know. I probably won't keep with this book, but it wasn't bad or anything. It's kind of like that other one we were talking about earlier. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, and not that I'm like, ooh, you have to do exactly what I want, or else I won't read it. But it was like that was kind of why I was interested in reading it. So. With it not being that, I'm not especially interested. But it was fine.
You're
It
not
wasn't bad or
obligated to spend
anything.
money on anything that's not grabbing you.
Exactly.
It doesn't make
exactly.
it bad.
Yeah. Next up, I've got Fury of Firestorm #5, which I think is the second last issue of Firestorm, but I could be wrong.
Is this only going to be 6 issues?
I think so. I could definitely see it ending next issue, but
Dude,
maybe I'm wrong.
If I'd known that, I probably would have been buying it, considering the
Yeah.
way you've been talking about it.
Oh yeah, no, this book's awesome.
See, I assumed that all the big next level announcements were ongoings.
I assume most of them are. This is, unless it just becomes a different book and like it is an ongoing and this is just the first arc. I imagine it's probably just a mini, because the whole thing being like
Bleeding Cool, it was a 6-issue mini. They've now elongated it to at least 8
Or 9.
or 9,
9.
according to Jeff Lemire. He's not even sure how many issues it will be.
booyah. Okay,
Maybe
that's
it'll go to
exciting.
12. Who knows?
Now I'm wondering if it's going to be like a 6-issue arc followed by a 2-issue or a 3-issue arc, or if we'll just have more breathing room. I don't know. But the whole thing with this issue is that Firestorm's love interest is trying to break through, because Firestorm isn't a person anymore.
People in the comments are talking about how you fell asleep.
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm alive. It's been a long day, man. It's been a long
I
day.
understand, man. Sorry, Austin.
No, it's okay.
And
and because Ronnie Raymond is like living in a simulation where he's living through Silver Age comics, and it's like the big moment where he has
I
to
did like
break out of
cover.
that.
I was
Yeah.
wondering about that.
That's a great
Yeah.
cover too.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, no.
This series continues to be amazing. Next up is Supergirl 16, which of course is the first of that Kingdom of Zod book. And it's a lot of just, okay, we gotta plan this mission to do this thing. And then when we get there, it's like crazy. Like where Zod is the ruler of a nation made out of kryptonite, and because Lois like has been Superwoman, in Williamson's run, we reveal that she's Superwoman, like she has Kryptonian powers because she has some sort of link to Zod, so it like splits their powers. But it also means he can like control her like Magneto with Wolverine. It's crazy.
Well, and Williamson didn't
nuts.
make her Superwoman. She already had that going all the way back to Rebirth.
Okay, I just meant like I think we brought that back. Like I didn't mean like he invented that.
Yeah, did they drop it for a while and then he brought it back, or like I didn't know if that ever dropped.
She doesn't.
The last time I was,
she doesn't have that at the beginning
of
his run.
They had this long stretch where both Lois and Lana were superheroes at the same time.
Oh, okay. I think Lana is at the start of Williamson's run.
Okay.
But Lois isn't. But yeah, so all of that was really crazy. So I might check out the rest of that event. And next up, I've got Aquaman number 20, or Emperor Aquaman number 20, which is just a big balls to the walls fight scene between Aquaman and Poseidon. And it's glorious, and the art is so big, and it gets huge where they go into like this whole planet made out of water, and it's really cool.
Ooh, like Aquatar.
Like Aquatar.
Austin or Chris, look at this crazy variant cover.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, variant covers.
That's very silly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm totally listening.
Everything you've said about by the way, Spider-Fan, I love you too.
Spider-Fan loves you even though you keep falling asleep, Chris.
Yeah. But just like everybody in my life who would care. But everything you've described about Emperor Aquaman sounds amazing. It's been a series I've been wanting to jump onto. It's been a long time since
I had to fight every fiber of my being not to subscribe to it after the one issue I read.
Yeah. It's
so good. And I just couldn't make space for an Aquaman book on my phone.
No, that's fair. There's a ton of stuff to be reading right now.
It's like so good.
Yeah, like between that and like the Peter David stuff we read a while back too, it's like
I loved that.
There's good Aquaman stuff out there, right? Everybody jokes about Aquaman, but like there's some buried treasures.
Oh, absolutely. No, and this book is super cool, and like I don't know how Aquaman doesn't become just the biggest thing in the universe with how crazy powerful he is right now.
Yeah, she said he got Mira's powers, and
yeah.
Well, he's even like more powerful than that. Like he's godlike now. Like the issue before this is the Justice League being like, I don't know if we can trust you anymore. Like, you're insanely powerful. Awesome. And there's this great bit where Batman's like, I always keep track of people. That's all I do. And Aquaman turns to him and he goes, it doesn't matter how much preparation time, you'd never be able to stop me. And it's like, yes, this is great.
That continues to be really fun. Debate with that because it's a dumb debate.
Time for a death battle.
No, Aquaman literally sends Poseidon, the god of the sea, to another realm. It's nuts. And then the last book I had was Godzilla Monsterpiece Theater Roar of the Worlds, which is part of that Godzilla just in classic stories
Roar
thing.
of the Worlds?
Yes, it's Roar of the Worlds.
Brilliant.
which of course is War of the Worlds, but they land in Japan.
Okay, I love these
So,
covers. I
these-
love
this
all
cover's
these
beautiful.
covers. Yeah.
So Austin, can I
Yes.
ask you an irritating question before you get into this?
Of course.
Just for you, and I think I know the answer.
Yes.
But for the audience, I'm going to ask you this question: why is that title clever, but Infinity Roar is stupid?
Because this book is at least good, so I can go, okay, you win me over on
You earned this.
fun. Infinity Roar is painfully bad. And is like, sorry, I can't say that about Infinity War. I haven't read that one, but the one before it. And it's like, and it also set him up to be like teammates with Null. Like, I don't care about that. Get out of here.
Yeah.
The king of the monsters in black.
And this also has a sequence where Godzilla rips two legs off of like two different tripods and then swings them around like nunchucks, hitting other tripods from War of the Worlds, and it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, like half of this issue is just giant full-page spreads of Godzilla either being beaten up by or beating tripods from War of the Worlds, and it was glorious. I loved this issue. It was really fun.
You know,
And the art
that's collecting all of the variants for that, I can't argue with being a completionist.
Yeah, no, those
for covers for that book.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, for sure. No, and out of this new miniseries, because this is like a sequel one, I kind of like that Godzilla versus America one. And out of this so far, I still think Romeo and Juliet's the best, but this was very close.
By the way, also you'll be proud of me. I picked up a Dead Zone at Cargo Largo for like $8.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that book's really fun.
Yeah, that's the one that was the story of the girl that cried a river and drowned the whole world.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm so glad you remembered that.
That touched something deep in my soul, just so you know.
I read that issue and I was like, that has to be how I describe this. Like, that's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
Chris, before we move on to the couple of things that I have from last week, and then I'll go through everything I bought, but I only have a couple of things to review. Did you bring anything?
I brought one thing too, but I have a question. I'm not sure if we talked about this because I just dug this up. Have we talked about Bubble?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
So this is actually based on a podcast that I really liked. It's from I think it was like Earwolf or Maximum Fun, one of those like one of like the big pod networks. But it's sort of a dystopian where like the world is full of monsters and everything outside of this giant dome is like a jungle full of alien creatures, and inside the dome is Pauly Shore. I mean, basically. Oh. Yeah, obviously. Inside the biodome. But it follows like monster hunters who, and this is where it gets funny. The folks that hunt like the creatures that make it inside the dome do so through like a gig economy app called Hunter. So basically, like as soon as there's a monster in the dome, they get like a ping. It's like, all right, fine, I'm getting paid today. And
like Uber hunters.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
That's kind of clever.
Yeah. And I mean there's other stuff too. Like the main character, her roommate, is like catching these whenever she catches a monster, it's like, okay, bring it back. We can drain their blood, and then we can sell to folks who are going to use to get high. And it's like, okay, I'm not cool with my roommate being a drug dealer. It's not drugs. It's just monster blood. But yeah, but one of the monsters they fight.
I fully expect that to be black and white, and it's not.
No, yeah, I mean, it's actually like the art is really good too. I mean, there's a lot of really vibrant colors, really interesting like kinetic art and stuff like that too. There's the one thing I do appreciate is that they include my favorite monster from the podcast, where they go and fight the book club. It's a hive mind that possesses a book club. So the book club itself becomes like a singular demonic entity of like multiple people. And then it becomes like a weird cult where it's like, join book club. Become part of book club.
No, that makes sense. A lot of book clubs already feel like cults.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong there. But yeah,
Hopefully Oprah is the head of that cult.
yeah, let's see. You know.
I'm glad you brought this
Yeah.
just for that joke.
Yes. Yeah.
No, that book sounds really cool.
It does.
Yeah, and it's
What is this podcast? When you said like favorite monster from the podcast, like
Yeah.
is it like radio plays?
yeah, basically.
Okay.
It's a radio plays. It's got and I think even like the folks that write for the podcast are writing the comic. It's but I can't remember if it was like either Maximum Fun or like Earwolf, but a lot of like the regulars are in it. Oh, who's the guy who's on like Mr. Show? Always wears like a suit when he does stand up. He was in There Will Be Blood. I'm blanking on his name.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I can't.
All
help
the VH1 stuff. He has a routine about how he tried to make Weird Al Yankovic cry. He walked in because they were like filming the same thing, and he would just call him Weird. He's like, "Hey, Weird, stop being so loud in the other studio, Weird."
you. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Boy. But yeah, it's like a narrative podcast. Lisa Loeb is in one episode as the hologram of Lisa Loeb. So
That sounds like a cool like multimedia thing, and podcasts are like a really easy way to bring back the audio drama.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, it's funny too how I guess everything old is new again. How you have like Night Vale, you have Bubble, you've got most actual plays too. How it's sort of everything old is new again, and you're starting to see a return to like that old school like radio drama too.
Well, and a lot of licensed stuff has radio dramas now,
Yeah.
and I can never tell how popular they are.
Yeah,
Because like sometimes people in our circles will tell me about them. but
Right,
then,
right.
Like you got Batman stuff, and
Yeah.
there's an X-Men one, and
There's
like
X-Men
there's a
one.
lot of DC and Marvel,
right.
and but like Doctor Who always has them.
Doctor Who always
and-
always has them too. Yeah.
But I think you have the audiobook phenomenon to thank for a lot of that coming back.
That too, yeah. And audio
Especially because the
for sure.
line is drawn so thinly between them. Where there's
Yeah.
a lot of audiobooks that are like fully like acted with a full cast.
Oh yeah, no, and
Mhm.
Audible's got Paul F. Tompkins was the guy I was thinking of too. I had to look up just now. But yeah, you have Audible too, and you've got the Libby app, and you've got so audiobooks are easier to get than ever.
Yeah, there was like some big Harry Potter one that was like fully casted that like I saw a trailer for in the
Yeah.
theater, like with other
Yeah, yeah.
movies.
Isn't that
I was like,
crazy?
that's
That's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
Sandman too, when they did the big Sandman audiobook too. That was like a massive cast too, of
Oh,
like,
really?
huge names. Yeah. Somebody asked where you can find the podcast, just like any podcatcher too. Like I've got it, like subscribe to it just through my Apple app too. I'm not sure if it's on like Spotify or anything, but like I'm still like super old school, and I still use like the Apple podcatcher too.
Yeah, a lot of podcasts are on YouTube even like
YouTube, yeah.
Austin, it's still weird to me that Jeffrey Wright voiced Batman in that audio drama that somebody asked us to do for request. And so he's been
Mhm.
both Gordon and Batman, and I don't know that there's another actor that's had that.
That is a look. Yeah. But no, I just like pulled up on my phone right now too. It's just
the guy from Gotham. Gordon in that
Yes.
he's Batman in Batman Year One.
he was in year one.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Okay, so there's two of them.
There's two. It's a
That's so weird.
But when you have to go to Gotham, you're like digging deep.
Yeah.
yeah. Martin Starr, who was the is in it too. The guy from the Spider-Man movies, who's like the Scholars Bowl.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Chris, did you have anything
cool.
else?
The only other thing I have is something for you.
Oh yes, you told me about this.
Yes.
Youngbloods.
Youngbloods. Yes.
I wish Chris would bring me another long box of random crap.
If they ever
That
do
box
this again,
was unhinged. Chris.
that's partially by design. Huh?
No, I
That was
could
the greatest
tell.
long box I've ever seen.
I do want to read some of those recent indie number ones though.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of interesting things too. It's like, okay, that looks cool. There's a few that I still have in my car that I pulled just, to have when I was there. But
Are they threes?
believe it or not, no.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yes. But I have a present for you since it was your birthday.
Oh, thanks,
a while back.
man.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have to get me anything, Chris.
I saw it,
So
and
nice of
it's
you.
like, on the off chance you don't already have this.
I do not have this, and I actually have been kicking around grabbing this. So
There we go.
Thank
Hey,
you very
you're
much.
very-
This is a new Star Trek deck building game that came out not too long ago. That's from the Star Realm system, which is not a thing that I've looked at. But I think that was a game like before they got the Star Trek license.
Yeah.
And like now they're doing licensed ones. But I've been very curious about this.
I saw
So,
it one.
thank you. That's
You're
such
very
a
welcome.
such a cool gift because I keep passing on this
Yeah.
in favor of other things, but I keep wanting to grab it. So yeah, you rock. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I saw one of my regular shops. Is like, okay, I got it.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, thank you.
You'll have to come over and we can play it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We also have to finally do Power Rangers.
Finally do Power Rangers. Yes.
Speaking of Power Rangers, I have Power Rangers books this week.
Watch the mood just of the whole
no.
podcast.
No,
Mm.
not so much because the regular Mighty Morphin book did not come out these last couple weeks. But if it did, we would probably be wallowing in misery. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with that. I don't know why I'm buying that, except it's Power Rangers. Like it's just the most god awful thing. And like 2 issues have come out. I was like, I'll give it 3, but there's no reason to give it 3, except it's just a regular Mighty Morphin title, and I collect that.
Right.
But like, I stopped
At what
buying
cost?
at what twisty cost. I stopped buying everything with Prime because Prime was just kind of dull, and then before that they had like Ranger Academy,
Yeah.
which was like a really dumb looking all ages book, and I just could not be bothered. So like
Right.
I already have stopped the completionist with Boom Power Rangers. So I probably should just be buying what I'm actually liking.
Yeah.
The good news is the second issue of Power Rangers Unlimited is really good. And like the first issue was solid enough, but this did what I was really wanting from that first issue, which is with this premise of building Ranger teams from all over the multiverse. I let some of the actual characters shine and have their own voices, and not just feel like people in stunt suits.
Right.
And this issue gives all of its Rangers things to do, and they all feel like those characters, and they get some out of suit stuff. It would be nice if I don't know. I'm of two minds about it. It would be nice if it was a little bit less anthology than it is, where you put together a team of 5 or 6 Rangers from all over the place, and then give me like a 4-issue story arc.
Right.
We're doing it issue to issue, and it looks like, because that first issue there were like, I don't know, 30 or 40 different Rangers, and I didn't get a sense of what like the regular formula would be for this.
Yeah.
Like you got the premise of trainees just pulling people for whatever missions she needs them to do with these kind of crazy time travel multiverse stories. But this issue sets this kind of formula of it'll be a 5 or 6 man team like you usually have with Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But they're all from, different Ranger teams.
Right.
And the cover that's revealed for the 3rd issue has yet a different Five Ranger team
Right.
than you had in this one. I'm like, okay, that's the formula.
Mm.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna let people that keep complaining that all we ever do is Mighty Morphin get like kind of a potpourri of all these different
nice little
Rangers.
sampler, yeah.
But there was a potential for a lot more meat with this story, which is an Andro story. It's mostly Power Rangers and space stuff, with a new mysterious Psycho Ranger, because Boom loves doing new Psycho Rangers. They gave a Psycho Green, who wound up in the board game. It ended up being so popular. This gives a Psycho White, who's got a super cool looking costume, and Psycho White is a ghost, which is so freaking cool.
That's cool, yeah.
And manages to pull together a new psycho persona by going through the Ranger archives and learning about White Rangers. I don't know why it fixates on white, except just that's a color that we've never done for Psycho.
Yeah.
And it has to be a Psycho, and it also, because it's Power Rangers, it's fun when it does like kind of like silly, obvious logic things.
Yeah.
Boom, when it's at its best, will really straddle the fence of still having a little bit of that Power Ranger campiness, but overall being like smarter traditional narrative.
Yeah.
So Psycho White makes a big deal out of how the Psycho Rangers are always fixated on just fighting the Ranger that is their color.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't have to do that. I'm gonna fight anybody I want to, damn it. And I thought that was really funny.
That's great, yeah.
It's like, what's special about Psycho White is it realizes you don't have to just fight things that look like you. That made me really happy. The art in this is spectacular. There are 3 Power Rangers books going on right now. This is the one people should be reading if they only read one. The first issue of Power Rangers Green came out and I missed it. I had to get this on back order, so I didn't review this a couple weeks ago when I should have. And my review of this is going to be simply, it's okay. It's not for me. It doesn't feel like Power Rangers. And there are people that will really probably like this. And I just don't feel like I'm the target audience for it. It feels like it's kind of repackaging. It almost feels like it's somebody that's got that has to work within a license, but they'd really rather write something else.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's fair, but it's kind of like a D&D type story told in Power Rangers.
Right.
You'd probably like it a lot more than me.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it reads like kind of a traditional fantasy thing, but it's Old Man Tommy again. And part of my problem with it is just, we already did Old Man Tommy in a graphic novel, and we did it really well. And now we're doing that again in even more kind of like, I don't even know if I want to say post-apocalyptic, but it's a future where it seems like all the Rangers are gone for some reason. Like, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Tommy's lived a lot longer, but he's not like crazy elderly or anything. He's just older. So I don't really understand that whole thing. But the whole thing is about this kind of little town that looks like just sort of an RPG fantasy sort of town. And there's this mysterious like red mist thing that is that keeps attacking this town. And we're supposed to try to guess at what it is, and there's sort of a hint that it's something familiar, but we don't know what's causing it yet. And Goldar shows up to help Tommy deal with this thing, and he's like changed his ways for some reason. And he looks very weird, and like the art is a little off-putting to me. It's not bad art, it's just weird for Power Rangers, and it's like changing designs in kind of weird, wacky ways. And Scorpina is around, and she's like manipulating this town and pretending like she's the savior of it, but like causing some of the problems that she is trying to solve. So like, and then there's an alpha that's helping Tommy out. So like, there's Power Ranger stuff in it. But the flavor of it is just not at all what I want. I'm intrigued enough. I'll probably keep going with it for right now. But I'm a little lukewarm on it. and I don't think the cover's very good. And I didn't like any of the variants for this either, which is why I ended up just buying the A cover.
Yeah.
Well, there was one variant that was really good.
Mhm.
But it's a Dino Thunder Black cover, and I feel very weird buying a Dino Thunder Black variant for the first issue of Green.
That
I don't know if I can bring myself to do
yeah,
that.
something is wrong here. Nothing's
So-
lined up too.
Power Rangers is all about colors, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's very odd to have a Black Ranger cover for Green. But the variants for the second issue look better. So anyway, so I don't know. We got 2 out of 3 that are okay.
Yeah.
I guess that ain't bad, but it's weird that the flagship title is not just not very good.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing I've bought since I got back into comics. I'm gonna go that far. It's that bad.
You're gonna run into Jeremy Adams, and he's gonna be like, "You're still buying Power Rangers, and you dropped Aquaman."
Well, okay. It's a collecting thing before it's anything.
I know. I'm just joking.
I'm a big, but that's totally fair. Like, because that, I almost feel like I have to apologize because that Aquaman book is so good and I'm not buying it. I just don't collect the Aquaman, but then you can be like,
No, I'm just joking.
well, Cap, when you latch on to something you really like, you very often will start collecting just that run. Yeah, I know.
You gotta catch them all. You got it's the Pokemon rule.
You know what? I'll make this pledge. No, I shouldn't do that. I was gonna say I was gonna say if I do drop the flagship Mighty Morphin book, I will get onto Aquaman. But like it's so late, and then I have to go back and like get all those other singles. And
Oh yeah, no.
I'm
sure.
sure
So far, I've been having that with Green Lantern,
not
where I'm like, I
expensive
kind of would
anyway.
like to try his Green Lantern, but it's also like it's so far in now.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got 2. Like I think it's Green Lantern and Green Lantern Core.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I want to commit to having to go back and buy like another 18 issues.
Oh, for sure.
The last thing, of course, and I usually lead with this, but Aquaman. No, Aquaman. but Austin and I
Austin, man.
didn't read this together, and we had a bunch of other things before this, and somebody said Power Rangers, so I went ahead and went to Power Rangers. But Absolute Batman 23 came out, and I feel like lately every issue of this has felt just like massively important. The last one really just for one big backstory, because we got where Harley Quinn comes from. This, it's like every other page is a big deal, and it makes me wonder what 24 is going to look like, because that's the 2-year mark. But anyway, this is a very paranoid Batman who is feeling pretty out of touch and kind of broken, and like he doesn't know what he's doing, and yet he could be completely right about everything he's paranoid about. And it's very fun not really knowing what details he's right about with the big grand conspiracy that he thinks that he's unveiled and figured out, and what things he's not, because we know with this book, of course, that there is a giant grand conspiracy, and that the Joker seems to have his tentacles everywhere and is behind like everything. But then when characters like Alfred and like his supervillain friends, because they're all basically supervillains now, are going, yeah, you're out to lunch with some of this, because he's pointing fingers at all of them and going, I'm finding all these connections that each of you have to Joker and to Arkham and all of that. You're either in on it or you're being used and played and you don't know you're in on it. He doesn't know who he can trust. They can't trust him because he's because he's so distrustful of them, and all of that intrigue is great.
Right.
And it's just so surreal to see his old band of friends that have all basically physically transformed into the villains that we know. Still, like we have a Two-Face that has a split face and a Two-Face outfit, who is still in a line with his other friends coming up to him going, something is really wrong with you and we're all here to help.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of hilarious.
That is great, yeah.
Because like they're obviously all just gonna be like bona fide supervillains, but there's still kind of this question of like how far have all of them fallen at this point, and are they all doing all the criminal stuff that Bruce thinks that they're doing, and how connected are they really to the Joker?
Right.
There is already another major death that happens in this that was shocking, and anyway, it's
I've heard a lot of people talk about that spot.
I don't want to spoil that, but it's jam-packed with stuff. Anyway, that's the densest issue of this in quite a while. And I liked it a lot. There some of the flashback stuff I don't quite know what the significance is of yet, and some of that might just be it's months in between, and if I look at this in succession, I would remember some other flashback things that it's connected to. But there's the thing at the end where I'm like, I don't really know what this reveal is, but I probably should. So anyway, but I'm wanting to kind of do a, I don't know if I can find the time to do it. I want to kind of do a binge read of everything up to this point, because it's getting so complex that I feel like I'm going to start. I've already maybe started missing some stuff with it. But anyway, I'm still not loving that we're already doing Court of Owls stuff, but
Snyder's bringing over all his stuff.
Yeah, he is. Admittedly, says Nicholas Bodo, the death didn't impact me as much as the death in issue 19. I mean, me neither, because like it's not a character that we get to know real hard. I was just surprised that it happened already, given how major of a character that is, like just in Batman lore.
Right.
Okay, now I'm going to show you guys other things that I got this last week. I'll go through this as quickly as I can. I bought a lot of comics, and I've got also some birthday presents that my family gave me that's comic related enough. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I'll start with some of that. My wife gave me some bad superhero movies that I didn't want to have to spend my own money on, or I haven't been prioritizing that have to go back here eventually. So sometimes when Sarah's asking me what I want for my birthday, I'll give her a list of movies I need for the collection, and it's always funny when she gives me a stack because it's usually things that are not very good. The best thing in the stack is Spider-Man No Way Home. Hilariously, I have just the stripped-down DVD copy of this now, because that's what my wife found and bought for me. I might eventually, if I find a nice steelbook of this or something, I might get that down the road. But I've at least got it represented now. And then we've got Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
And then we've got, you ready for this, Austin? Bloodshot.
Yay, Bloodshot.
We've got Bloodshot.
Yep.
And we've got the New Mutants, which honestly I can't believe I didn't have.
Yeah.
I've been
maybe the best movie out of the bunch so far.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Personally, I won't put this over No Way Home, but I can totally see why you would.
I mean, I like No Way Home too. I figure it's like present company exclude almost.
And then we have a DVD copy of Aquaman and the Last Kingdom.
The mutants still reigning supreme.
Yeah.
It's a city that look, the kingdom is just a city that hasn't died yet.
The city that never dies. I'm like, is that a flex? I don't know if that's a flex. Never Die suggests that there are cities that die and come back too.
I mean, that's true too. Yeah.
But anyway, would you put these on the couch over there for me? Thanks. Okay. Then another thing that I got for my birthday. This was something that my wife and I found at a library. We were on a date a couple weeks ago, and we were killing time, and we were looking around at a library, and we found X-Men for Dummies. And I didn't even know this existed.
Oh, wow.
It's like just a condensed history of X-Men, and what I didn't of comic X-Men, and what I didn't realize was how recent it is. These just came out
wow.
last year and this year. So this is dated 26. This is like crazy current.
Okay.
And I also didn't know what other ones they put out. So she bought me half of them. There are
Yeah.
6 of these out right now. And she bought me the X-Men one and the Spider-Man one, which, this being as recent as it is,
Yeah.
it means that it's got 10 years of some really bad things. And actually, even more than that, if you're like me and you're not a big Dan Slott fan.
You gotta read all about Paul.
And yeah, he's got to be in there.
Yeah.
And then we have just generically Marvel comics for dummies. And I'm sure that's got some useful stuff in it. So anyway, I like comic reference, so it's nice to have those. And eventually I'll probably get the other 3 just to be completionist. There's one for... there's an Avengers one. And I forget what the other 2 are. There might be a Thor one, I can't remember.
Right.
I think there's a Fantastic Four one. But anyway, so that's cool. And
You
then
know why those just came out this year?
Say again?
You know why those just came out this year?
Why is that?
Because they're about to reboot X-Men and possibly soft reboot the Marvel Universe. They need something to be like, here, person that's working on these movies.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So you're saying they put those out internally, and then they went, well, we might as well sell them to people.
Yeah.
I might as well just release it. We can make some extra money.
This is our Screenwriter Series Bible here.
I put a picture of this, of some of these up in the community tab, and I can't go through all these on camera, but I'll just show you this real briefly. Jason, for my birthday, made me a custom deck of playing cards, and they're Spawn Year themed.
Oh, nice.
And he designed these himself, and they look really good. So Doomsvince is the Jokers, and here's Dan Torrey, and here's Tiny Adam West. So all the major cast of Spawn Year is in here. Freakadoo's in here. My wife is in here 3 times as 3 different characters. And then here is Captain Spawn. So really cool, thoughtful gift. And then it's split down the middle color-wise. So these are color-coded. And so there are green cards and red cards for Mountain Dew and Coke.
That's kind of amazing. That's kind of great.
So this is really neat. And if anybody is interested in having their own deck, I bet Jason would not mind making another one and sending it to you just for the cost of the production. I think he said it was like $20 maybe.
It's not bad.
And I don't know if that's with shipping or not, but probably so.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants a deck of those, let me know, and I'll talk to Jason about making you one if you'll just pay for the production of it. We wouldn't be making any money on that. It'd just be whatever it costs to make them. Okay, and then
There's also a Cygor card, but it's still in the mail.
that's perfect.
I was gonna say there's an overkill card. That's not a card.
There's an overkill card, but he doesn't have his head. Like it's just missing.
Yeah.
The Starscream card is also in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, I think I'll go to kind of the big Grail thing.
All right, I'm curious now.
So I managed to get the complete 13 issue Marvel Comics Presents first prints of Barry Windsor Smith Weapon X.
Nice, yeah.
In really pretty copies. These are in really good shape. I haven't looked at all of them, but popping a couple of these open, they're definitely in the very fine plus range.
Yeah.
And I've wanted these for a long time. Not a super expensive, like individually, these are not super expensive.
Yeah.
To get all of them together in a bundle, I see them on eBay all the time for between 100 and 150. And my shop was having a sale because they have sales all the time. And actually, they gave me the sale price on this a few days before the sale, which was super cool.
Oh, nice, yeah.
It's why I shop at Nerdsalgia. They're just wonderful.
Yeah.
Even though we are geeks, not nerds, I love them. And anyway, the issues I'm holding here is the most valuable of these. This is 79. This is a $20 book. The rest of them are usually valued between $7 and $10.
Yeah.
a piece, I think, and this one's more valuable because that's a kind of famous cover, and because it's the introduction to the classic Weapon X, look that kind of suit. I hesitate to say suit because he's basically naked with a lot of wires, but like we all know what that looks like.
Yeah.
And anyway. I've got a really nice hardcover for Weapon X, but I've always wanted these for the covers, and you guys know me, I love to collect my first prints of my favorite things, so it was a big deal to get those as inexpensively as I did. I paid half what I thought I would. I got those for $70, which was very exciting.
That's awesome, yeah.
And then, I'm going to save this other crazy thing for the end. I did go ahead and get that amazing 100 facsimile that we saw last week. And they had to back order that for me, but they got it in a couple days, which is pretty cool. So that's a book that I would eventually like to have a first print of, but I'm getting facsimiles as placeholders in case I never get them, and just because they're cool and they're, pristine, and you get the experience of reading those. And then I've been slowly gap filling Sonic when I've been finding it, and I've been surprised that lately I have actually been finding some IDW back issues for less than $10, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
So here's 72, just a random issue I don't have of this, for $5. And then at that sale, I went back this weekend because Mikey wanted to buy some books, and I bought more stuff, and I got more of Marvel Knight Spider-Man. I've never read this. I had the first. So this is Mark Millar, who we'll talk about later.
I was gonna say that's Millar, right?
Yeah.
And this is a really well-liked run. I've never read it, or if I've read any of it, I don't remember what happens in it. But I own the first 6 issues of this. I know I had some of this. I wasn't sure how much. And they had the next 6. So I'm up to 12 now. And that went 22, 23 issues.
Okay.
So I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
So eventually I'll get the rest of that. And then I got Eastman and Laird, Ninja Turtles, number 22. I say Eastman and Laird. They're both off the book by that point, but that's in that continuity. I should say Mirage, I guess. Rebuying some of my old Spawn stuff still. So here is the first issue of the Glory Angela crossover. Because I prioritize Angela even over Spawn.
Yeah.
And I should have just kept all my Angela stuff, because I don't think the guy I sold it to would have given me a different price over just the Angelas. I should have just kept them. Then I bought Scorch number 4 because I've been collecting She-Spawn, and so we've got a X-Men throwback cover, which is kind of fun. And Austin, I bought some issues of a run that I recently talked about with you, and how much I don't like it, but I bought them anyway. I
saw the logo and I was like, oh man, I can't believe he bought that after being like, this is like the worst thing I've ever read.
I know. And I even bought one of them twice, believe it or not. But so here is the rest of, I think I've got all of this now. The rest of the Supergirl arc from Jeff Loeb's Superman Batman, which is just dreadful. But I like some of the covers, and some of the art in it is cool. 13 is kind of a famous classic cover now. Yeah. And so I am really glad to have that. That is the reintroduction of Kara Zor-El into that universe. My collection kind of needs that. I also bought this other variant of 13 only because as I was stacking these, I did not look at the numbers and realize that these were both the same issue. There's no reason to buy this twice. It's a fine cover. Like, I don't mind it. But
I think it was the cover on the trade, if I remember correctly, at least for one of those.
Was it? Interesting. But
I remember that.
Also, I did the movie version of this recently, and I read these finally for that, and just complained incessantly about how badly written it is. Because it is. It's rough. But I have them now.
Are you telling me that the man who wrote Hattush wrote a comic that wasn't quality?
Yeah, no,
right?
Look, I'm just saying, Jeff Loeb, when he has his lows, he has his lows.
He has his highs and lobes, that's for sure.
Oh,
that's a Chris joke.
He's got his Jeffs and Lobes.
The last thing I wanted to show you guys, and I told Austin about this already, but you don't know about this.
Don't know about it, no.
So I'm at the sale this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm flipping through boxes, and their sales nuts. They sell their dollar books for $0.25. They sell their $5 books, buy one get one. And so I found this for a $5 price.
Yeah.
And got it for $2.50. And I don't think they noticed what it was.
Okay, all right.
And when I took it to the counter, Greg did not pick up on it while he was flipping through. And I wasn't trying to be shady or anything. We got to talk about something else. I was going to show it to him.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell him about it. I will probably either bring it back or take a picture of it and be like, did you guys know what was on this book? So this is X Factor 71.
You guys know I screwed you.
You got hustled fair and square.
Look, they priced it, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm just joking.
Well, and so this is a signature. I'll just tell you that. And sometimes they will put a regular price on a signature because they can't confirm if it's real or not.
Right.
And that might be what happened with this because it doesn't have a certificate. But I looked up this person. This is what that guy's signature looks like. It is almost certainly real. Even if it's not, I paid $2.50 for it. It's not the end of the world. What's funny is I already had a copy of this, but only because it's one of the books that Chris put in that long box.
Yep.
So this is X Factor 71. This is Peter David's first, the first book in his X Factor run. It starts with 71. He has kind of I think a long run on X Factor.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is apparently, I don't know if you guys can see it, signed by Peter David, and I got it for $2.50.
Oh wow.
And he just passed this year.
Yeah.
Like, good lord.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts?
That's wild. Yeah.
In this box. It was one of the first things I saw that day.
Yeah.
Flipping through this box. And I was like, oh, that's weird. It's signed by somebody. And usually when something like that happens, it's like the colorist or something. And I was like, well, that's not going to be a big deal. And then I looked closer and I was like, there's no way that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that looks like a P and a D.
Yeah, exactly. And so I looked it up to see what his signature looks like. That's how he signed.
Right, yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Would you guys ever go through a long box and just like sign a random cover while no one's looking and put it back in?
No, that would be wrong. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Some people would be like, oh man, this is signed by someone.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Some men just want to counterfeit things. Okay, here in a little bit, we'll go to cover of the week. I want to take a quick break if that's cool. We've been at this a couple hours, and then we'll do cover of the week, and we'll do our featured book. We're doing okay for time.
Yeah,
we're
doing
for this
right.
show.
Yeah, all things considered, yeah.
Austin's like, no, we're not. I'm ready to go home.
We're...
No, I was actually thinking we were doing pretty good on time.
Yeah.
And I had my water in the freezer for 2 hours and then in the fridge for an hour, and it was piss warm when we started. I don't know how that happened. So I'm just having to go get cold water.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's
I don't know.
You broke the laws of physics.
We started talking about the fury of Firestorm, and everything just heated up.
Exactly.
Everybody give us about 4 minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Austin just got back from the Iceberg Lounge
That's true.
to get his drink cold for the next 10
Finally.
seconds, and then it'll be very warm.
I know, I was so annoyed.
Did you put it on top of something warm? Was there a hot plate sitting right there?
No. Nothing. I don't know.
That's good, because it would be pretty weird if you had a hot plate sitting right there.
Hmm.
Look, you never know when you
It's
need
brutal because I like my drinks cold. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Did you just
God
say you
damn
never
it.
know when you need
soup.
soup?
You never know when you need soup, or like, you know, it's an emergency. Quick at the.
No, my uncle once lit his closet on fire while cooking chicken on a hot.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I had a relative who like had just moved, but hadn't bought like a toaster yet. So he tried to make toast on the stove, and almost burned the house down.
That's not how you make toast.
No, yeah, he's like, you could just buy a toaster, or you could improvise.
You'd be better off using hot sidewalk.
Yeah,
Okay, anyway,
right.
let's go on now to cover of the week.
Cover of the week.
Oh,
Doo-doo-doo.
okay. It's a modern intro.
Yes.
You
If
get 5 seconds. That's all you got. Read a book.
If you're Cable and you're What If.
If you're Cable and you know it, go back in time.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
If you're Cable and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go destroy X-Men?
What if Cable destroyed that?
Do it in What If.
Yeah. If you're, where do you
We
go?
get delirious past midnight on
I
this
think
show.
so. Yeah.
And that's when the important segments happen. Okay, here comes, the feature at the end. I don't know how important this segment is. But it's time now for Cover of the Week. The segment that I came up with so that I have reasons to look through my own long boxes. That's really the only reason we're doing this.
Exactly, yeah.
But to, go back and scour old issues. What If, number 46. This is the second volume. This comes out in, I think, 1993. And this is what if Cable had destroyed the X-Men. And there's an uncomfortable number of let's kill random X-Men characters in What If. We do this a lot. Like, what if this character died?
Yeah.
And I think there's one that's like, what if the X-Men died on their first mission? if memory serves.
Yeah.
Or just the original 5. They're all dead, like 12 pages in.
Even when they did that, like, the April Fool's Day What If?
Yeah.
They threw in, like, hey, what if Phoenix survived?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know it was an April Fool's joke, because it was what if an X-Men lived.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, and based on this cover, you would think the premise of this is Cable shows up and he murders all of them. It's
Right.
like, Cable destroys the X-Men, or like, sort of like Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
It isn't really that.
He gets like 3.
Well, 3 die, kind of because of it. Well, does he straight up murder them?
I mean, he sets the bomb, right? Doesn't he? Or blows them up.
I think so. It's been
Yeah.
a little while since I read this. But
3 die in like actual continuity, and then he kills a bunch of other ones, I guess, at the end. And yeah, that was my review. Is just he destroyed them in like the last page.
Yeah.
Maybe I misread some of this because I thought he was dead, like, by the middle of it.
This book throws a lot at you pretty quickly, too. There's like, oh no, Fenris is here. By the way, the apocalypse.
It's like everybody you've ever heard of.
Yeah, exactly.
Shows up in this practically.
It's like, look, the Avengers have to fight, Omega Red or whoever.
It feels like a page or a panel from 45 other X books, all sandwiched in together. And one thing you've really got to give it is just the sheer amount of work that had to have gone into
for sure,
to the art with this, because it's so many different characters.
Yeah,
it's absolutely preposterous. Who worked? So Busick wrote this.
Yeah, and you can tell because it's Marvel nerd Busick.
Yeah, because it's what?
But he only has one. It's Marvel nerd Busick.
Yes,
because he loves like showing off his knowledge. And usually I'm like, oh, it's super infectious. But in this issue, it was very like, oh, this is like really bogged down.
It's pretty bogged
Yeah,
down.
a little bogged down, yeah.
And what if can sometimes be a bit of a chore like that, just because you're trying to cram so much into a single issue. And yes, this is a two-part story, but it's one of those what ifs where the initial premise does not get 2 issues. It's a premise that leads into another premise.
Yeah.
Which is fun when we do that, but it's why it's so crammed full, because the Cable destroying the X-Men part is really just this issue.
Yeah.
And then it's going to lead into what if Magneto took over America.
Right.
And one idea leads directly into the next idea.
Yeah.
And that's a fun reveal at the end.
Yeah.
Like I like having a big full-page reveal that's not just a character reveal, but also here's what the next story is about.
Yeah.
And it gets its own title.
Right.
Well, it's probably like a neat reveal too, because it's on the cover, like 1 out of 2. And then you get to the end of the issue and it's like, the next issue will be a completely different what if. Like just building off of this. Like that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I think I can't remember what the other story is, but I think what if Spider-Man married Black Cat is like that.
Yeah.
Where there's a second story that's related to that, but it also gets its own title.
Right.
What if Mary Jane was Venom?
I've got great news for you, sir.
What? Well, one of my favorite what ifs is what if Venom possessed the Punisher, which I think is only a single story.
I think volume 2 was it had like what if Rick Jones became the Hulk?
Yes.
Which I mostly know as from the faux shop from like Something Awful, where they changed it to what if Rick James became the Hulk? And it's like Bruce Banner goes like, the man's turned into a monster and it's super freaky.
Charlie Murphy, I'm gonna smash you.
Charlie Murphy.
One thing I thought was kind of odd about this story is, like, it is more or less what's advertised.
Yeah.
But the real, what I'm trying to say, the real inciting incident with this, where the continuity diverges, is really more about something Xavier does.
Yeah, about like the Shi'ar, right?
And so it's like, I kind of like the butterfly effect with this.
Yeah.
Like, if Xavier didn't come back when he does in regular continuity, something Cable kills a bunch of the X-Men.
Yeah.
And Xavier is just a jerk face in this.
Yep. Professor Xavier's a jerk.
It's pretty funny when he dies, because it's like, there's a part of me that sort of like serves you right a little bit.
Yeah.
Just the way he's characterized in this. It's like, I love my morally ambiguous Professor X, but he shows up and just completely dresses down the X-Men for stuff they can't control.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, look at how relations and negotiations have broken down between humans and mutants since I haven't been here. He basically has a speech that's like, I go away for 5 minutes.
And that's all it took. That's all it took for Cable to go get a bomb.
And I just think it's funny.
Wolverine's like, you loser. Like, you weren't here. You don't get to talk bad about us.
Yeah.
Well,
wait, you want me to do a thing? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you, man.
It splits the X-Men and all the other X teams into the people that want to follow Xavier and don't, because it's all about his deciding that Cable is unworthy to stay on the team he's on.
Yeah.
And that splits everybody up, which is, sort of an odd thing for people to be rallying behind,
right.
Like as a cause.
Yeah.
But it almost reads like it could have been an X-Men Civil War, and I was kind of surprised it didn't go there. That's where I thought it was going, especially when you get to the bottom of this page, and they're like, and you've got 2 sets of X characters facing off. I thought it was going to be Civil War, like a couple of decades before Civil War.
Well, especially when
was it a Schism? I think
Yes, that was Jason Aaron just before AVX.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Jason Aaron.
Schism's divisive. A lot of people really don't like it.
Yeah, that's kind of always the sense I've gotten.
I now that's me going off of, like 12, 15-year-old memory, but I'm pretty sure that was Jason Aaron.
Yeah, I believe it was Jason Aaron. Also, I do think I'm alive, I swear.
The Kickass is
I'm
gonna
not
be fun.
dead.
I'm not dead. But yeah, I love how so much of this issue is just like everything going wrong all at once.
Yeah. Well, and the idea that would happen because Xavier came back too early
Yeah.
is kind of funny.
I know, yeah.
And then just like everybody shows up.
Yeah, if only he had stayed in space.
Exactly.
But yeah, what else do you guys have to add? Like, it's just kind of balls to the wall, 1,000,000 characters on a page.
Yeah, not a ton. Like I said, it was a lot of just like, okay, this is just a lot. But I'm not a huge X-Men guy, so I'm gonna have that a little more naturally.
When Wolverine goes after Cable here, does he stab him like in the chest?
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Because at first glance, I thought he just punched him really hard, and then I was like, well, he's got his claws out on this hand, and I think that's just a censorship way to let him stab someone without actually seeing claws go through.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he does.
I thought the art here was real accurate to this period.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like
it
an
looks like
book.
all that 70s Claremont stuff.
Some of the stuff too when they start
definitely.
Yeah. Towards the end when they start bringing like non-X-Men stuff too, it's like, oh, okay, I mean, yeah. Whoever it was that Cat Britt was fighting at the end.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's just an overwhelming number of characters.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of what ifs like this where there's more than a prerequisite.
Yeah.
And like obviously, because the whole point is we're telling the same story but differently.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like this is for hardcore readers.
Yeah.
And like not only do you have to be to have like a working knowledge and you've read a lot.
Yeah.
You have to remember everything that happened years ago.
I remember who Fenris
during
is.
During an editorial period where not a lot of stuff is in print and traded.
Yeah.
So there's that to keep in mind. In 1993, people were not like buying comics in paperbacks very much. Like there were trades, but it wasn't anything like it is now.
And a lot of the stuff too.
And so people reading What If, they're going on 15, 20-year-old memory for stuff.
And a lot of the stuff that wasn't in print before didn't make the jump to the apps either, to digital.
Well, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But I'm talking when this was published.
Yeah.
My point is just in 1993, what does your recollection have to be to even follow this?
Exactly, yeah.
From stuff that if you didn't buy when it came out, you would literally have no way to go read.
Right.
When this was probably some child's first issue they ever read out of anything.
Well,
didn't know what Marvel was, picked this up.
And I don't know if you're joking or not, because I don't think when Stan Lee said that it was always wholly true, but it was more true back then than it is now, certainly. Where like I bought
some kid probably was like, I don't know what Cable is or the X-Men, but this looks cool. It's someone's being destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Well, and when you're a kid, it's enough about the action that if you don't know what's really happening, it doesn't deter you as much as it will when you're an adult. I mean, I read so many comic stories, I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was happening, if that makes any sense at all.
Right, no.
No, of course. Well, I think, like, even as an adult, like, it has given me more of a sense of just, you just accept things when you read comics, when you jump into something.
You just gotta figure it out. You jump in and try and swim.
Yeah, you just gotta figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's been fun watching Mikey, my 8-year-old, collect comics because he does it exactly the way I did back then. Like he'll go to the counter with a stack of completely random, unrelated single issues from 30 years ago.
Right.
And sometimes whoever's at the counter or some other customers, someone will be like, like, dude, you know that you're like missing parts of the story, right? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't care. Like,
I'll figure it out. Context clues, right?
Don't read
Yeah.
the words.
Mm.
I had exactly that when I was a kid, and he buys just like I did. Mikey, by the way, is up past 500 in his
Oh,
personal
wow.
collection, and we're talking about doing a video where he
Mm.
goes through some of his favorites.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, it's
Oh, that'd
time
be a
for
great idea.
shaking the phone.
All right, time to do it.
I'm gonna have Chris do it again just so we can keep him awake here. He should get like a magic 8-ball that time.
Okay.
What do we have here? Oh,
Oh.
sorry, Austin.
Oh no.
We have. Sorry, I'm hesitating because sometimes when it's stuff that I bought when it was coming out and I reviewed back then, I don't know if I want to do it now. But like it's been so long, it's probably fine. So we got a random issue of Volume 2 Spider-Gwen from 2016, which is like just before I get out of current. So this is going to be Spider-Gwen number 14, and you know, it's funny, I actually probably have not read and reviewed this because that was a year where I was stacking a lot and wasn't reading nearly everything. So I probably own this and have never looked at it.
There you go. Big excuse to look at.
I probably have no idea what happens in that.
And I think next week is when that Spider-Gwen issue of Amazing comes out that I'll have to read because I'm reading up to 1,000. So I'm going to have to do Spider-Gwen 2 weeks in a row. It's going to be great for me.
Oh, crazy. Sorry, I'm looking for this cover and I'm struggling to find it so I can show this to everybody. There's like a Thanksgiving turkey on it. I don't know. Maybe it'll come up if I just type Thanksgiving. No. Yes, here it is.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is what we're doing for next time. It's Spider-Gwen 14 from 2016. Completely out of season. It's a Thanksgiving issue. And it's still going to be August.
I haven't missed it.
That's hilarious.
Thank you.
Chris, how are you both falling asleep and so sharp-witted tonight? I don't understand.
There comes that look. There comes that slap happy moment too, where it's like, there we go. We're.
It shouldn't be possible.
It's been that kind of day. It's been that kind of a day.
Well, thanks for taking time out to come and do this.
I gotcha.
I appreciate you, buddy.
No worries.
All right, let's go on now to our final segment, and we're gonna feature Kickass tonight. Who suggested this?
Chewbacca's lover, I think.
I think that's right. I forgot to single it out, so it's somewhere in this list of 80 books.
There's some good stuff here.
There's some not so good
There's
stuff here.
There's not so good stuff either.
Okay, real quick, let's get each of your history with this book. I'm sure we've all read Kick-Ass before.
Yes.
This is probably going to be the first time we've done a feature on this show that all three of us have read before.
Yeah. Like, I read it when it was first in trade. I think I picked up. It wasn't issue 3. I think I picked up a random issue when it was in singles, but I read it in trade. Not too long after it came out. And then it was before I saw the movie, at least, too. Because I'm not sure. I don't believe I actually reread it when the movie came out.
It is a little surprising to me how quickly the movie comes out after the publication of this.
Yeah.
I always forget that it's even as late as it is.
Well,
this comes out in 2008 and the movie is 10.
Millar is, he's a man that likes to schmooze. He, the second he had like any access to like any sort of like Hollywood business person, he is like, I've got this book. I'd
Well,
love to see it.
And I mean, these days, of course, he writes a lot of things like with the hope of getting it on option.
Yeah, well, like hand
or
in
like,
hand
or
with
like
Netflix.
planning
Yeah.
to make something because he's got his own production company and he can just the direct pipeline at this point. But I wonder if this wasn't somehow because I don't know the history with this. I wonder if somehow this wasn't already in the works as a movie, like even as the issues were coming out.
I think it was. I don't think this was finished by the time it was greenlit. Which is probably why, like, a lot of that, like, first half, you get like line for line moments, and then a lot of the back half's very different.
It's very different.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you guys feel about this. I like this book overall.
Right.
For just my own personal taste and interest, I guess.
Yeah.
The movie overall is an improvement on it.
Yes, I agree.
I've always felt that way. Now, I will say I had a much better read of this than I have in the past. There are things like I liked Big Daddy in the comic version this time more than I ever have before.
Yeah.
Just because of the way it works thematically with the idea that I don't think I appreciated this as much before with the idea that he and Kickass both come to their superhero identities for the same reason. Like the big reveal that he also just wants excitement in his life and doesn't have the tragic backstory that he pretends to have.
Right.
But I like him as a more endearing and caring father and all of that in the movie version.
Right. Like overall, like the difference between like this book and the movie, like for the most part, the characters are a little bit more likable. Especially like, and Kickass gets treated better too, by and large. Like, especially with his kind of sort of girlfriend.
Well, and Kickass himself is a more like endearing character.
Yeah.
And a lot of characters in certain ways are even a lot more fleshed out than they are in the book.
Which
is interesting because the book has technically more real estate. What were you going to say, Austin?
No, so it's hard for me. I love both versions. I feel like the book is a more raw version of this idea, whereas this is going to sound bad, but I don't mean it in a bad way. The movie's like much more the Hollywoodized version of the story, and I think both just work for their medium. It's kind of what I have with it. Where there's stuff that I like in each of them, but wouldn't necessarily want them to be the other. Like even if I like something, say in the movie more than in the comic, or other way around. Like I kind of just like both equally, I would say. Like I think the climax, for example, works really well in this book. That would have been so anticlimactic in a movie. Like it makes sense the way they did that. The like Big Daddy stuff you were saying, like I love that stuff in the movie. At the same time, and it's even I think kind of changed in the sequels to the comic, where like I feel like the movie happens and we go, okay, this character is like the big fan favorite. I feel like Hit Girl could be like a one-off character just off of this book.
Yes,
I think they did.
And
did they do
it's
like
very tragic.
Did they do like a solo series? Hit Girl series?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
and that was the immediate next thing after this. And that has to like kind of retool some of the ending of this. But yeah, like I find a lot of that stuff really interesting, and like it's cool the ways in which I think the movie's looking more at superhero movies, whereas this is looking more at superhero comics.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I think they just work really well for their mediums. Also, because I've been in such a great, like a big Spider-Man mood, it was really great, like a good time to reread this, because like it really does feel like just an R-rated, like Stan Lee Spider-Man.
Yeah. Except with a protagonist that I think Millar intentionally doesn't allow us to ever feel for as much as you do Peter Parker. Like he definitely like has a real character arc and learns and grows to some degree, but like if you thought Peter Parker took his time in like figuring himself out and becoming more mature. Like this guy is molasses.
No,
Like,
yeah.
like by the end of the book,
No, but
he's not come anything like as far as Peter Parker would if he went through this exact same thing.
Yeah.
no, for sure. But at the same time, like I think he's a believable teenager.
Yeah,
Like I was thinking
totally.
about when we did Homecoming recently. We both kind of laughed at the if any you're an Avenger, if anyone has the chance to date a senior, it's you. And you have kind of similar moments like that in this, where Kickass is like, I'm gonna help out this girl. Maybe she'll go on a date with me after I help her.
Yeah.
You're like just that kind of teenager logic.
And that whole situation with that resolved was a little harsher than the movie too.
Oh yeah, no, certainly. No, it's interesting the ways in which a lot of that is more like heightened in the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, it's funny, and I don't want to spend too much of this just comparing the two things, but I want to put a cap on that. When you said Hollywoodized, like that's exactly what I was gonna say, but it's for me, it's one of the situations where it doesn't feel like watered down so much as certain bits of it feel refined to me before they feel like dumbed down. And so you're right. There's a lot of stuff in like adapting to film, where it's what they do makes sense in a movie in a way it wouldn't in comics, and makes sense for more of a mass audience certainly. But then there is some like character refining that I feel like the movie got it more right than the book did, and I wish the book had come up with in the first place.
Yeah.
And like I used to have that with Big Daddy more than I do now. I'm appreciating that more in the book version. The bigger thing for me is the way Red Mist is handled. I feel like if in the comic version, they were more like full on friends in the first place, like they are in the movie, and Red Mist like actually to some degree looks up to Kick-Ass, and the whole thing isn't just a ruse and he's playing him, and like I would like that character a lot more, and you can still do the villain uh, shift by the end. That's a place where I think the movie is really superior to the book.
Oh yeah, they definitely flesh him out a lot more in the movie. I think the thing I like about it in the book, and it's again just a different way of doing it, is obviously with the movie we know that twist is coming, like from the beginning. Like we get that scene where he goes to his dad and is like, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna take Kick-Ass down.
That's true.
Whereas we have much more of a twist in the book. So like I also understand that, but at the same time I 100% agree. Like they flesh out that character a lot better in the movie. But like I can see the wisdom of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even making it a reveal, you could still have him like just appreciating Kick-Ass. He's a little too two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Is
No,
really my
because
issue
even
with
with
it.
that, like,
But
you could still build on their relationship a little more.
but I actually like it more as a revelation in the book.
Yeah.
Like that's one bit where I kind of like the structure of this better. I like that we don't really cut to the mobsters that much. And
No,
it
definitely.
is
And
pretty
there's
Harry Potterish in sticking with its protagonist most of the time.
yeah. No, I think most of when we leave him is really just that hit girl issue, I think. Obviously there's like scenes here and there, but like that's the most amount of time in any given issue where we leave him.
Yeah. The scenes where he
like
pays medical bills, then like he burns his comics. Like, nope, I'm done. I promise God I'd never do this again.
I forgot how much well, because like I read this a lot. Like I remembered like almost line for line this book coming back to it today, even though it's been like a decade since I last read it. But I forgot like how much you get that like, please God, like do this for me and I'll stop.
Yeah, and then he doesn't.
No, because he's an asshole, Doc.
He's an asshole.
Well, and it also treats the superhero persona as almost like a drug,
Mhm.
where he just wants so badly to have excitement in his life and to be accepted on some level, and all the superficial stuff that a lot of teenage kids want. Like, he wants fame, he wants chicks, et cetera, et cetera. And
Yeah.
even like it's surprisingly believable that even getting put in the hospital and thinking he's crippled and will never walk again,
Yeah.
he cannot help but put the costume back on. The thing that Millar taps into that really resonated with me when I first read this, and I saw the movie first, and it resonated with the movie too, but a lot more so with the book, and this is a place where I don't even want to say I like the book more, but just where this aspect of it kind of speaks to me more. The way, because Millar's got more space to really harp on this.
Mm.
The idea that it is strange that in a world with all these comic geeks, so few people have ever attempted to actually do the superhero thing.
Yeah.
And B, the idea that nearly every kid that is really into superheroes has thought about doing this. Like, in my 20s, not too far away from when I was a kid and had that really spoke to me. And
Sure.
so then,
yeah.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to jump off kind of like a tangent off of that. So go ahead and finish if you had more.
Oh yeah, I'll just finish this thought real
Yeah.
quick. And so then
Yeah.
the idea that he would inspire his world that is supposed to sort of kind of be like the world we live in. It's a little heightened, to become more like a comic book, is a real inspired idea.
Yeah.
That, like, whoever goes first and is like at all successful at it, and that's all pretty believable. Like, the way he gets almost killed his first time out, and then the second time he actually really does legitimately help someone, and there's video evidence of it, and then that goes viral, and he gets famous because of that. All of that, like, really tracks as how it would probably happen.
Yeah. No, and what I was going to say to that is just I think that's one of the biggest differences between both versions is the book comes down on that a lot harder than the movie does, where especially like by the end, like I said, Hollywoodized, it's a little bit of like a happier ending.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I think it's very much demonizing any form of trying to be a superhero,
Yeah.
where everyone ends up in a bad place. Where even someone like Hit Girl, she's constantly like, I like this. Like, when am I gonna get to be like a kid though? Like, are we gonna get to be a family soon? Like,
Yeah,
and that's something we've kind of lost.
She's a different character
Yeah.
in this than she is in the
Yeah,
movie.
she's a lot more tragic.
Mm-hmm. And I think superficially I like the movie version more just because I'm entertained more by that.
Right.
If that makes any sense. But that's a place where at least first time out, this character is maybe a little more interesting and actually a little more drawn. She has maybe the opposite thing that Red Mist does, which is interesting. The only thing I'm not sure I buy with Hit Girl, I guess it works because she was probably taken from her mother at such a young age. But the idea that her father just like yanks her away from her mother because they didn't get along and because this is the life that he really wants, and she's kind of fine with just being raised by a single parent and isn't really asking about her mother and isn't missing her mother. Like, I kind of wondered about that.
Well, 'cause she thinks the mom's dead.
I missed that. Does she? Okay.
Yeah, because that's part of their backstory where he's like, I was an ex-cop and they killed like my wife, your mom, and we're gonna get revenge
Oh yes, of
for.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I forgot
No,
about
it's
that
okay.
here in the moment. But yes, of course, because he makes that up so that they have the traditional superhero tragic backstory.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That was dumb.
So no, that's just no, you're fine. So that's just one of those cases where, again, like I like both versions. Like I think it's acceptable to like the more action movie take with the movie, and it's more fine to like this more tragic take with the book. Like I think they're
Yeah.
both cool.
Well, you're right. Some of it with the movie is just it's fun to watch her in action, and some of it is
Yeah,
I like the relationship with her dad in that so much. So it's like that part of it is not as superficial to me, where it's like this is this tragic thing where her father did her like a massive disservice,
Right.
and in the movie, like technically he did there too, but the relationship is so much more endearing that like I find it's tragic versus touching.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that in a somewhat twisted way ends up being like a really touching relationship.
Right.
And if memory serves, don't they kind of just give him the backstory he pretends to have in this?
they do. Yeah. No, that's
Which
exactly what they do.
works for their relationship, but doesn't work as well for what the overall story is getting at. I
Yeah.
But then, like you said, I it's kind of okay because it's a movie, and the movie's not as concerned with the like superhero comic history part of it. I Because the point the book is making is you would have to be too obsessed with you'd have to almost have like a break from reality. You'd have to be too obsessed with uh the idea of superheroes because you read too many comic books. And so ultimately we find out that Big Daddy did the same thing. And if it's just he had a tragic backstory, then you have to ask the question, why haven't a lot more people done this before Kickass did?
Yeah.
Like it's ultimately kind of weird that there is somebody that predates Kickass if they don't have the same motivation he has. And that
Well,
grabbed
I
me
think
on this
probably
read in a way it hadn't before.
yeah, and I mean that's definitely a case where the movie's trying to be a little bit more palatable to audiences. Where, like you
Yeah.
said, their relationship's super endearing. Big Daddy's just a bad person in the
Yeah.
comic, and like that's very interesting. But like there is just like that moment of like, oh, okay, you've done some really messed up stuff. Like it completely rewrites your whole section.
Well, and if you wanted to get real pretentious about it, you could make the case that the world that Kick-Ass is kind of creating, if he's turning just by going out and being
Existing,
just
yeah.
by going out and being a superhero, if he is creating a comic book world, he's creating something closer to the like mid 80s to early 90s like harder edge deconstruction period of superheroes. So this would be a world that never had a golden and a silver age. What the movie is creating is 2000 superhero movies which have happier endings.
Yeah, no, for sure. I also think this is
They
kind of
actually
ahead of
speak
its time,
to
and
their individual mediums uh pretty effectively that way. Now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
no, I was just gonna say I also think this book's a little ahead of its time, just in terms of doing like the online challenge thing. Is like you can almost relate it to that, right? Where it's like let's
Challenger
move it to like
appears.
TikTok. Like
Oh, that's a
Dave
good point.
Yeah.
became popular on TikTok, so now like there's a lot of people going out and doing the same thing, but it's all for like vanity. Like it's not really for helping people. Like it is ultimately in this book, just people doing this because that's all they have. They don't have anything else in their lives.
Yeah.
So like I think you can really relate it to that kind of a thing
No, it's
too.
just fantasy wish fulfillment. I think
Yeah.
I mean I think
Yeah.
it's really important to note that he has a heart certainly. It's just not his priority. So when he gets famous because he actually helped the person, there is that moment where you kind of see this glint in his eye I think Ramita does a really good job of emoting on this of getting him to emote on this panel.
Yeah.
Where when that that person that he saves says thank you, you can kind of see the wheels turning. Where he's like, oh, I'm actually doing a good thing here, and then immediately it turns into, oh, I'm blowing up on the line, and in his priority, like everything he's talking about after that is, look how fast this is happening for me.
Yeah, like look how many friends I have on MySpace. It's great.
And you're right, it is real ahead of its time in that way, because this is before the term social media is even coined.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're talking about MySpace. Like, that's how early we are.
Yeah, we're talking about like U2.1 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got the star rating system.
I missed that. You should still be able to do that.
Oh, for sure. No, so I think all that's really interesting.
It's interesting how it's ahead of its time and also pretty dated all at the same time, and like not in a bad way. Like it's made for the time that it's in, but like obviously it's real time and place with its references. And one of my favorite bits, just because I followed the show and I knew exactly what he was talking about, is when Red Mist comes in. And suddenly he's playing second fiddle, and he goes, just a month ago I was Hero Season 1, and now I'm effing Hero Season 2. It's so good.
Also, no, I mean, he's talking about like Astonishing X-Men, and like that was coming out.
Say it again.
I know I just said he's also talking about like Astonishing X-Men, and that was just coming out.
Yes.
It's like it is definitely very much that moment in time, in a similar way to like his Ultimates.
Yeah, but I like all the pop culture references here more than I do in his Ultimate stuff. And I mean, like Bendis was doing that with Spider-Man also. Like those books were intended to be real time and place, like for the kids coming up and like the audience that was there right then. But this is supposed to be a more or less the real world, and I mean, like, it isn't, but you know what I mean. It's supposed to be a world that doesn't already have superheroes in it, and so it's more appropriate to have those kinds of references. And B, it's it's a world where your new superheroes are inspired by existing fictional ones. So it's not just appropriate, you need that stuff. I really appreciated that Icon was able to get away with showing actual covers from other comic companies. It it gives it a lot more validity when you don't have to make up everything. Like, I was kind of surprised when Big Daddy opens the suitcase and we actually see like Golden and Silver Age covers.
One, I'm trying to remember. Icon, I think, was Marvel's like creator-owned imprint, wasn't it?
It was
one
of them at least. There's Icon, and then there's Epic. And Epic, I mean, also have Mark Millar tie-in.
Yeah, but I don't think all the covers are Marvel covers.
No, yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Like they use some stuff from other companies, if memory serves. I had to go back and look at that panel.
Well, when I looked at like the panel with all the suitcase, it looked like they were all Marvel.
Is it all Marvel? Okay.
Yeah, because it's like Amazing Fantasy and Hulk 1, stuff like that too.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but I mean, we also talk a lot about DC, so like it's easy to,
and you
if it's not, and I mean,
you don't have to worry about copyright that, as long as you're not in Japan.
That is one of the greatest parts where he saves the cat and he's like, "This is Superman catching the helicopter."
That was great.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Also, I think some of Ramita's best work. Like, I really like the art in this.
Well, and we talk all the time about how modern Ramita is not colored and inked properly.
Right.
And this is like the perfect example of what his art is supposed to look like.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is very much what his modern art looks like. Like, it's this, absolutely. And
people act like Ramita Jr. has changed in the last almost 20 years from this. And like he hasn't. This is what his stuff looks like.
Yeah.
And you just have to color it properly. You also, to be fair, need stories that go well with this grittier art style.
Yeah.
And he doesn't always get that. Although, like, he had his Avengers run, which on paper, you wouldn't think that the stories that were being told there would go with his artwork, but I really liked it. So I don't know. Especially when he was like drawing dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty cool.
And he's great at drawing the ultra violence.
Yeah, I was going to say that is some A+, just chunky blood too.
Oh yeah. No, there's quite a bit of that, and it's all very impactful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you see like limbs around, and earlier the Hit Girl splash page where there's like severed skulls too, like the top of somebody's head rolling around.
There's a lot of disembodied heads in this.
Yeah.
I have gotten to a more desensitized place where I don't mind this kind of violence now. Like, it doesn't immediately appeal to me. Like, this would be the thing that draws me to the book. And it is, like, I think to some degree, the violence, like you said, Austin, I'm gonna, like, go halfway with you and, like, partly agree. It's impactful in that the idea is supposed to be people are like getting hurt like they would in the real world, but it's also intentionally over the top and gratuitous, to the point where the covers make a big deal out of the violence and are like, there's the hardcore violence, just like you kids like to buy at the comic shops. I forget what exactly it says in the cover, and like that kind of thing was always sort of off-putting to me, where it's like the brutality is the reason you buy it. But like I don't mind it. I don't mind it in the way I used to, and I do, but I do think it's kind of interesting that the reason story-wise it's like that is because this is supposed to be more like the world we live in, but then it's also way more graphic.
Yeah.
Than it would be if it was the real world. It's so over the top.
Yeah. But I also think that's what's hitting home, that like under no circumstances should you do this. Like, it's awful, and a lot of it, like, it is very gratuitous, but a lot of it is very like you're with the character and you're like, oh, that's rough. Especially like how much Kickass himself like takes damage, and like by the end in that last issue, his suit looks like it's like taped together, like how like in shambles he is.
Well, even like at the start of the series too, when he gets hit by a car and has to like, it wakes up naked, like, oh, I got rid of my clothes.
Yeah, and like one of
he
the
got
most
very lucky with that.
Yes.
One of the most detailed like bits of violence is also Big Daddy's death, which I think is like supposed to be
his
horrific.
Face just like rips open too.
Yeah, I think Kick-Ass more so in the movie, but like in this to some degree as well. I think just has that like RoboCop thing where it's like there are moments when it's happening to bad guys where you're supposed to be enjoying the kind of silliness of it, and then it can also like flip on a dime and be like, okay, now it's happening to like our main characters, and now it's really bad.
When somebody you like and somebody who's been through stuff even at that point in the series too.
And I'm with you. I think the movie manages to translate that a little bit better than the comic does.
Yeah.
Well, because I think to some degree, I think the movie like revels in it a little bit more, where it's like, okay, now we're having fun. Like now he's riding around on a jetpack shooting people, and it's really cool.
Well, and like the first big action sequence with Hit Girl with that song. I mean, like you're clearly supposed to be enjoying the brutality of that scene. There's nothing tragic about that.
Yeah.
No, because even in this book, like you're supposed to be more in Kick-Ass's head, where you're like, oh, that's not good. Like she's obliterating these people, whereas in the movie, like obviously he's reacting to that, but like we're getting the Banana Split song, and it's like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah.
But like I like that too, but you're right, they end up being kind of about different things. Yeah.
Right.
I think what I get hung up on is more like the way the book was sold and advertised than the book itself. Like I think if it weren't for the covers telling you how cool the violence is, I would probably pick up on what you're saying the point of it is more as I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even have that if I didn't read it in singles, but I did.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But like the idea that it's so brutal to drive home the point that this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
Yeah, like just looking at where each of these characters ends up, like I think it really nails that in. And even in terms of just how we do that ending, where like in the movie where I'm talking about the Joker line.
Yeah.
The movie, obviously, it's like, he's sitting behind the desk and it's like a real cool movie moment. I think he like shoots the camera. In the book, he's just like emailing Kickass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his fingers up on
It's got these people sick.
Yeah, but you have to do it that way in a movie because since we've got a performance, you want him to ape the performance in some way. Like he says it like Nicholson.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But like I said, like I think that's just an example of also how it works for each medium.
There's also a part of me that kind of wishes that he said something different in the book. And like you wouldn't get that in the movie if he didn't, probably. So I'm really glad it's there because I hadn't read the book, like I said before I saw the movie, and you know how big of an '89 guy I am. That got me in the theater. I thought that was so cool. But the movie is about superhero movies, and the comic book is about comic books.
Yeah.
And it would have been cool if somehow it was a comic line and not a movie line. But I don't know what that would have been.
Yeah. No, I mean that's fair.
And it's
like,
not like
and
the
I
book's not referencing movies also. Like, it's realistically, you'd be influenced by both of those mediums.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he would say that.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's kind of like how in Kick-Ass 2, when all the like their superhero team comes together, Hit Girl says Avengers effing assemble, and then the movie just sags. And there's no equivalent.
Yeah.
You know, the movie I put out last year, I was originally my first draft script. I was originally supposed to be more kind of inspired by this material, because the bit where my character goes back in time and then becomes a superhero was supposed to kind of be the Kick-Ass thing, where like I attempt to go out and fight crime and I'm really bad at it and I just get my ass handed to me. We didn't end up doing it that way. But at one point it was kind of more of a Kick-Ass thing.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Not to talk too much about my own stuff, but I was just thinking of that.
Yeah,
while we were flipping through it.
No, I mean this is because I see what the movie in this when I'm like 13, so this was very, very like impactful for me. And like I said, this was like a very common family movie at my dad's house when the movie came out, and like my dad and I like passed the books off to each other like back and forth. He actually still has my copies.
Nice.
Oh wow. Yeah,
but yeah, like it was a big thing there.
Yeah, my son Jason has not seen that movie yet, and we're gonna do the rewind on it in a couple of shows, and so I'll finally show it to him then.
Nice. And my dad and I saw too, and we were the only ones that went to see it opening weekend.
and not even in your theater, like at all.
In general, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I also went and then wished I hadn't. But anyway.
Yeah. No, I still haven't seen it too. I picked up some of
You've never seen Kick-Ass 2?
Never seen Kick-Ass 2. I picked up the singles.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Yeah, so I've heard.
It's not one of the worst superhero movies, but it's not very good.
Not yet.
I think I put it on my worst 50 list though.
Yeah, so, it wasn't close to making mine, but like it's not very good.
No, that's okay.
So at least in a group of 50 is one of them. Huh?
There are those couple of things that just really piss me off.
Oh, sure.
That kind of elevates it. But anyway.
No, I have like more of like a baffling fascination with that movie where I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I know Matthew Vaughn left to do Kingsman instead, but like you can imitate that a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How hard is it?
But what can you do?
We're almost at 3 hours. What else do you guys want to say about this?
It's put me in a mood to reread all the books because it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got me intrigued to maybe go ahead and go through them now. I read Kickass 2 at some point. I think, and I've got the first issue of the Hit Girl mini, but I don't think I ever read past that. I bought it when it came out, and I don't know why I didn't continue with it, but
yeah,
luckily those
and
are cheap.
Kickass 2 is very divisive, but I don't know. I liked the Hit Girl mini. I like Kickass 2. I've only read Kickass 3 once, but I remember liking it.
You know, it's funny. I completely, forgot that the jetpack wasn't in the comic. I was waiting for it. And I was like, oh yeah, they don't do that in this version.
Yeah.
The panel of him like crouched down and the shells are like landing all around him is really cool. That would have been very anticlimactic in a movie though.
Yeah, it would have. But it's a little bit ironic that the movie does a more over-the-top comic book thing for its big climax.
Yeah.
Where like, because I remember at the time that choice was a little divisive with people, where it seemed like a little too big. It was like, well, the point is superhero of the real world, and then you've got a jetpack. Like, that seems
Yeah,
too
it gets
comic
very over the
booky.
top.
In a way that the comic, it's a comic and it didn't go to that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've always kind of taken up for that, but I totally get why it was too much for some people. I partly take up for it. We'll talk about this when we do the rewind commentary, but I partly have always taken up for it just because it's really well seeded.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like, there's a really nice setup and payoff with that.
Yeah, no, it's also just really funny.
Remind me, does the movie give us an alternate explanation for Big Daddy's fortune? It must, and I just can't remember what it is.
They're just taking money from the gangs that they're killing, but I can't remember.
Is that all it
You
is?
see that, yeah.
I think so.
Because the
I mean, that
reveal
would make sense.
the reveal that he's been carrying around $1 million worth of Golden and Silver Age comics is so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like with him being an accountant, like I'm sure he knows how to spend his money too.
Yeah.
But it is a cool reveal.
Now, it doesn't tell you where he got his training. Like, that makes a little bit more sense in the movie and with the fake backstory.
Yeah.
That like he was a cop, because it's like, okay, so he was really into comics, but he's also a gun expert, and I mean those aren't mutually exclusive. Like,
Right.
you could be both, and one could lead to the other thing potentially too.
Yeah.
I think potentially you could maybe say he's not that well trained because we don't really see him in action sequences like we do in the movie. He's usually just a sniper, whereas Hit Girl's the one like in the action.
Yeah.
So that maybe covers the bases, but you still have things like he's like repelling and whatnot. And the only time he's in a direct fight, we don't see it, and it's when they capture them.
Well,
It's like maybe that's part of it.
I was gonna say, like, he might not be well trained, but he's certainly well read.
Yeah.
And like anybody could find out the information that he has, I guess. So like he could just be a gun nut.
Yeah.
And we really play up the, conservative angle with him too.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is like real stereotypical, but
it is, but the one line from Hit Girl kind of made me laugh.
Which one?
Like I said, it is very where he's like he's doing the quiz for her, like in the movie.
Oh yeah, what is the liberal thing? No,
like,
I love that.
What is the definition of
that
Democrat?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty funny. Robotters. I'm gonna read some comments here real quick because people are very opinionated about this book.
Yeah.
Robotters has a bunch of comments. I'm not going to read them all. He says, this is delusions of grandeur, getting hit in the face with reality of what happens when people are dressing up and trying to take on deadly street gangs. Yep. That's
Yeah, I kind of sums it up
that's
too.
kind of the point. Robotters Miller really wanted that. Oh, sorry, Millar really wanted that juvenile audience. This feels like a book for freshmen in high school, but I mean that's appropriate because it's about that age group
I mean,
too.
kind of, yeah. This is a lot of like Millar's work, especially like I first read the Ultimates when I was in high school, and I think that's kind of like the most appropriate time to read it because yeah, there is that sense in a lot of Millar work that it's violence that's so over the basically what we were already saying too, over the top but still kind of grounded. That basically is just the coolest thing in the world when you're like 16. So I mean, I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, there's a part of me sometimes when I read stuff like this that comes out later than when I was that age,
Yeah.
that kind of wishes I could have experienced it when I was that age.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because like I'm already like in my mid-20s when this comes out. And so it's just impossible to experience it that way. So like I have to kind of like go back in my mind.
Put
to
your
that
mind
period.
back, yeah. If you were in
So,
high school,
like,
your experience of the
Yeah, so like when I was in junior high and high school, when this kind of thing is like real cool because you're young and you're not supposed to be looking at it.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for my era, that's why I got into Spawn so hard.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was that for me back then, and obviously there are better examples.
Yeah.
By better I mean good things.
Right.
You know, that are like
Well, I was actually going to
well
compare
written.
it to that. Yeah, like I would have had that experience being 13, reading this for the first time that you did with Spawn. And like you said, the difference is that I can go back to this and I'm like, oh, this is genuinely really good in my opinion. Whereas Spawn, you have more of like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I had to make a whole web series before I even realized that was a problem. Like, I legitimately thought Spawn was better than it is.
Yeah.
When I started making that show, because I'd only read the first 30, 40
Well,
issues.
also too, when that came out in the 90s, that was the coolest thing in the world. I mean, you'd see Spawn everywhere, and then once you actually engage with the material too, I mean, this and Spawn are kind of like a time and place, if that makes sense. Like they kind of give you
definitely.
an idea, where the medium was and what people were looking for.
Robotters complains about the lack of backgrounds, which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he just means like generally with Ramita, but I think this book does in places have that. It didn't really stand out to me while I was reading it, but as I'm flipping through panels here, he's not wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not something I have like actively while I'm reading it, but like, no, fair enough.
It is a little bit of that like 90s Bagley thing.
When I think they're kind of similar artists to some degree. Like, they obviously have their own distinct style, but like they're very much in that mold.
They're of a similar ethos. That's true.
Yeah.
One thing point I wanted to make, just based on something you said a few minutes ago, Austin, not to backtrack too much, but you were talking about the like Kickass's costume getting ripped up real hard by the end. I like how we're talking about like gratuitous violence and stuff. One way in which the gratuitous violence really works in this book's favor is how the blood becomes part of the costumes.
Yes,
Yeah. No, good call. That also reminded me of another thing I want to mention, and this is again something different between the movie and the book, and I don't think I have a right answer. I think I'm fine with each of them. I like that Kickass doesn't actually kill in the book, whereas he does in the movie.
That's true. I don't know why you're always better at tracking that than me, Austin. I didn't remember that he full on kills in the movie.
Yeah, because he is like the jetpack, and then he shoots the bad guy with the rocket launcher. Whereas here, he just shoots him in the tank.
That whole thing is really funny.
Yeah.
I did question whether that made up swear word would have gotten to that gang by then, and I don't care. It's really funny.
And
No,
then
I've always had that. Like, even as a 13-year-old, I was like, I don't know that I buy that this guy would say that. Like, this 45-year-old man would pick up on
it's
this
this
slang.
mobster, yeah.
But it is really funny.
I'm not sure that even kids at a rival high school would have heard it by then.
Right.
Not that much time has passed. I get that you have the internet. You don't even have the Twitter and Instagram yet.
No, yeah. But you had YouTube. They mentioned YouTube by name.
Yeah.
I did forget, and I think it also it helps that Kickass's response is man, that really got fire.
Yeah. It was Hickerl saying, she's like, hey, go took yourself, or
which I've always just taken as he says it and then she just repeats it, so she doesn't actually know that as a word.
Yeah.
She also uses it incorrectly.
So. I gotta tell you though, he did a good job of coming up with something that sounds like a swear word. I don't want to say that out loud.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's pretty great. Okay, anything else you guys want to mention before we spin the wheel?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
we gotta get Chris back to his house. Let me just get the wheel put back together. Yeah, I'm really glad that Chewbacca's Lover requested that. I don't think he's even with us tonight, but hopefully he has time to go back and check this out at some point. Because I don't know when I would have ever gone back to that, but I'm glad I did. Because I think I liked it a lot more now than the last time I read it.
The last time I read it was years and years ago too. It was shortly not super long after it just come out too. So it was nice actually being able to go back and read it again and actually see remind myself.
It's funny when the movie came out. I think I thought the book was older than it was.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
That was one of the first things Vince and I ever reviewed together.
Huh.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think we did a video review, but it might have just been a podcast review because that was still early on when Vince and I started with a podcast before we even had a YouTube channel, and we kept that podcast going for several years into the YouTube channel. And so I don't know if we had and all that stuff is gone now. I probably have it somewhere. But I think it might have been a podcast. I'd have to go back and look in the videos.
I think you guys.
What were you saying? Austin, are you with us?
Did we lose? Oh no!
Did we lose Austin?
I think we lost Austin.
End of the show.
Oh. Well, he made it so far.
Yeah, we got close before any other crazy stuff happened.
Exactly, yeah.
And I don't know if this one's on his end or my end. He has sometimes lost his connection. I think when he's in the location he's currently in. But well, why don't we just go ahead and spin the wheel and find out what we're doing next time?
Sounds good.
See if he comes back.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then we'll just say farewell to everybody and let him know what we're doing next time.
We'll find out. We'll let him know what.
Exactly. Yeah, no, we've lost him here.
Well.
It looks like he's trying to come back. We've got the spinning cubes. I'm assuming he's trying to call.
You'd think, yeah.
Unless this is just automatically doing that. Nope. We don't have him yet. Okay.
We tried.
Well, hopefully we see him again right before we finish. But again, it's not the end of the world if not. Okay, Chris.
Yes.
Let's spin the wheel, man.
Spin the wheel.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Are you excited?
I'm ready.
What do you think it's going to be?
Hopefully not trouble.
Luke Cage Max.
Oh,
Which is interesting. Oh no, is that bad?
It has its defenders. It has its defenders.
I didn't even know it was a thing before he requested
It's
it.
a Brian Azzarello book, actually, too. It's I believe
really?
it's
I
the team.
love Azzarello.
Yeah. The artist. It's funny because I forget who does the art, but it's a guy who is mostly known for like fantasy books, which is kind of appropriate because there are some panels where Luke Cage is built like Gimli.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Just really just kind of broad and stout. There's a famous line about how Luke Cage says, "I'm your toilet paper, baby." Something weird like that.
Oh my god.
But I mean,
it's weird that we're getting that so close to Punisher, Matt.
I know, yeah.
There we go.
It's very strange. Oh, good, he's back.
Yeah.
A dinosaur story.
I don't know what happened.
I don't
I
either.
didn't lose internet connection. Just Discord wonked out.
Well, that's exactly what happened to us last night.
Yeah.
Remember, I
Yeah,
still had
weird.
a perfectly stable connection, but I lost Discord and then I lost YouTube. But
Yeah.
my internet was fine. Anyway,
I did see we got Luke Cage Max.
We got Luke
so I'm
Cage
interested
Max.
to see what that looks like.
Yeah, like I said, it has its defenders.
Oh no.
Chris is making it sound like it might have been a troll pick. That was from the clown funny man guy.
Here's the thing, like
Clown licking funny man. We have our suspicions as to who that might actually be. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I've read little bits and pieces of it, but mostly just what I've seen like forums and stuff too. And there's a lot of like really bad lines that people make fun of. But yeah, it's Richard Corbett, who's mostly known for like fantasy art, and that's why in like some panels Luke Cage is built like Gimli.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Dwarf Luke Cage, gimme. Let's do it.
Well, that sounds interesting. So
Yeah.
we'll do that next time. Is that a mini or did it go longer? Like, are we doing an arc or is this just like 4-6 issues or something? I guess I can find out.
Yeah. Part of me wants to say that was I guess it was a mini.
Oh, I just assumed an ongoing.
Five issues.
Right.
Okay. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that next time, folks. I appreciate everybody being here. Do you guys have anything else you need to bring up before we bid everybody farewell?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, Austin, I'm glad you came back long enough to be like, yay, Luke Cage.
Well, possibly. I was more excited until Chris was like, "Well, some people like it."
Yeah, I mean, there's some rough stuff in it too.
Yeah, like saying something has defenders is like saying the food that you had at Thanksgiving was interesting. Like,
yeah, I know.
Everything has defenders.
Yes.
The defenders had defenders.
That's true.
And it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Luke Cage was in that, so
exactly.
True, yeah.
Strap in, folks.
Strap in to your jetpack. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again later in the week when Austin and I review a horrible film. We've got to do Green Lantern on Friday, and then
luck.
And then the week after we're doing RoboCop 2, and then the week after that we're doing Kickass.
Yeah.
So we'll do a good film relatively soon.
Something just to clear the palate.
Exactly. Although I would rather watch RoboCop 2 4 times than Green Lantern 1 time.
You're not wrong. Yeah. You are not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I could say about most movies.
I was gonna say you can't tell me you would disagree with that.
No.
Well, folks, thanks again for watching. We sure appreciate you. We'll see you again next week. I was Captain Logan. We had Austin the Day Ghost up in the box. The box. This is hard to do. Where
I know,
is
yeah.
Oh my! I'm just
box
and Chris, who I'm gonna put in a real box.
Yes, I'll miss you all.
Anyway, I'm not because I don't have a box.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Have to mime it here.
We'll see you later, folks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.